All right, we're live.
Live.
We're live.
It's alive.
Welcome, everybody.
Hi, friends.
Welcome to another episode. What do you call these of Red 5 Tavern?
Red 5 Tavern, Tales from the Bounty Board. Cheers.
There you go. All right, let's just jump right into it. So on the last episode of the Red 5 Tavern, Tales from the Bounty Board, you were basically completing the second half of the escort job, where the pardoned had to basically come up with a reason to get the authorities off of their back for the botched prisoner transfer job, getting Stray out of harm's way. It basically came down to the wire with some well-timed use of invisibility, as well as some misdirection and general tomfoolery, but you managed to do so. And as we basically proceed into this episode, you wake up the next morning in the Longhouse, having spent the night. It's pretty early. The sun is still coming up. And as you descend from your bedrooms into kind of the common room of the Longhouse, long before you actually see it, the scent of breakfast kind of hits your noses as you go down the stairs. You see kind of through the windows into the common room, you see this kind of like warm golden sunshine kind of filter in, and the effect is pronounced because of this kind of haze that fills the air, and that haze is actually smoke made by the bacon that's frying back in the kitchen. That's kind of like wafting out into the common area because they don't have vents. So, and you also get the smell of Kirk's famous coffee kind of brewing on the kettle, and Kirk is there, kind of behind the bar, basically just like running food orders, and he basically catches your eyes and says, "Oh, the pardoned are up. 1 second," and he runs behind the bar, picks up. Goodness, what's that big platter that waitstaff use to
serving,
carry
like a
multiple
serving
plates?
tray?
Sure, we'll go with that. Picks it. He's got a serving tray, and he has a plate prepared for each of you, the four of you. And it's eggs, bacon, some like the equivalent of hash browns, and a cup of coffee for each one of you. He runs it out and says, breakfast. And he says,
I'm offended.
"Oh no."
He's a bird
he
man.
serves it to you. He serves it to you. He puts it down and says, "Only the best for the pardoned."
These are lizard eggs. Take a pill. My God. I just woke up. I have to deal with this friction already. And Nero just rubs his face and his hair. I just got back 20 minutes ago, and already I'm supposed to be waking up. Ugh.
Halfling's back. Joy.
Yes, aren't you happy to see me?
So happy. Nero, don't talk to me before I have my coffee. You know this.
This is a well-known rule across all the socials.
Across all the lands and all the kingdoms.
Yes.
Which of you has the highest insight score?
Let's see.
Meaning your wisdom plus whatever bonus you get from insight.
I have a +5 for insight.
As do I.
Sorry, my thing I hit the wrong button. I'll be right back.
I only have a +1.
While we're waiting for that, Eleonora looks over at Kalisha and goes, "So, who's that? I don't know who that. Who is that?"
I know we spoke about him a while ago, briefly, because he's just a little tiny man to begin with. But that's Nero.
Look at me. I mean, my height's
I'm
Yeah,
quite.
but Eleonora, you're nice. He's sneaky. You gotta watch him.
Oh.
I don't disagree on that at all, but that's fine.
Oh, Nero, you're here.
Yay!
See what I mean? I didn't see you down there.
He just looks over her with, obviously the cup is somewhat bigger in his hands. That's what she said. And he just sort of eyes her over the rim of the cup, and he's drinking the coffee, just like unimpressed.
Kaylisha's
So-
equally unimpressed.
Kaylisha and Twitter, because of your kind of passive perception scores, as Kark is kind of like delivering this breakfast to you, you notice that he seems like taller than before, by like 6 inches or so.
He is?
Reminder: he's a kobold, so they're usually around like 3 or 4 feet, and he seems like
Right.
taller than he was.
Kark? Are you wearing new shoes?
He's wearing risers.
Oh
Kinda
God, I
looks
hope they're
down
not
and-
Chinas.
He looks down, and you can see he's just got his bare kobold kind of dragon-like feet, no shoes or anything. He's like, "What are you talking about?"
Kark, you seem just a smidge bigger than you usually look. Is there something in
Oh,
this coffee?
yeah.
Nero, did you do something to this coffee?
No.
Okay.
Easy misunderstanding. Kobolds, they sometimes get a second growth spurt later in life, and I don't know. I just didn't want to talk about it.
Wow. Oh, Kark, before I forget, here's 50 gold pieces for you because half is from me and half is for Eleonora for that spectacular coffee that we had last time, and a little extra to pay for this delicious breakfast today.
Wow, 50 gold pieces.
Oh yes, the coffee. Thanks.
Thank
He
you, Kark. We
kinda
love your
tucks it away. As you
Magic
sip your
bean.
coffee,
Mm-hmm.
as you sip your coffee, though, coffee's pretty terrible. This is not his usual. This is not his usual gourmet shit.
Wow.
This is like,
Ugh.
I don't know.
Tastes like the
It's like
sweat
Folgers
off
coffee.
Folgers.
Folgers.
Yeah, this is like Folgers church coffee.
Folgers. Oh God.
Oh,
You mean
Kark,
Folgerettes? More like something more, I don't know, Renaissance.
Kark, did you make this coffee yesterday?
No, I just made it.
Well,
Oh.
Is it not to your liking?
it tastes like the sweat off an ogre's ass.
Or so you've heard.
Oh, I'm
I'm gonna roll
I'm
a.
sorry.
Um,
I'll make some new coffee for you.
I'm gonna
Oh,
roll
okay.
a.
Thank you, Kark.
I want to check. I'm gonna see. I stopped drinking. I'm gonna do an investigation. I have a +3 on it.
What are you investigating?
Just the cup itself to see if I see any weird stuff in the cup, like swish it around the coffee inside. Well, I got a 10. My intelligence is 10. Well, 13 actually.
Okay, so looking into it, I mean, you're skilled in detecting poisons, and if you even wanted to like test it with your poisoner's kit, you'd be able to do that. Coffee seems fine. It's just shit. Like the beans
Wow.
are like roasted to like a crisp.
This
It's
is
been like
not the best part of waking up.
next time I'll go outside to the stream, grab you a cup of warm stream water, and only charge you 25 gold pieces. How does that sound?
Yeah, Kark, this isn't like you. Usually you're like dead on with your coffee. So I'm just maybe you're just having a bad day. It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah, sorry. I'll get you some new coffee. I mean, sometimes like, you know, when you don't sleep well and you just have one of those days where you're not yourself.
Absolutely.
Just one of those days. I'm
Is
sorry.
anything
And
else going on?
I should say so.
he'll like grab the coffee and turn to basically take it back and refill it, and he's like not moving as he's kind of moving clumsily, and he'll actually like spill it on like a fellow patron, and they're obviously pissed off. They're kind of like chewing him out for it, but he doesn't seem to really respond to that. His attention is more on you, and he's kind of like gathering it up, and he's going to the back to kind of refill the coffee, but he's kind of more so paying attention to you rather than the other patron.
Eleanor leans over to Kalish and says, "Something seems off with Kirk. I think
You're
feeling
absolutely right. I'm.
Do you think it's the halfling that's here that you call him? That's what you call him, right? Halfling?
Halfling.
My name is Nero. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nero.
Nero.
I'm still getting used to. I'm sorry. I'm just basing off of.
You're not wrong. It could be
rat
because
boy.
I'm here. I don't think that I could be doing it, but I wasn't the one brewing this horrible cup of coffee. But I have been at the Stonemasons Guild for several weeks trying to earn my... Never mind. I was just away for a little bit.
Well, Nero, as I was telling Kalisha, I think Kirk seems off a little bit. Something doesn't seem right. I'm just feeling that way. I'm just feeling something's not.
I agree. He's known. I've seen him to be more on it usually.
Are there any shapeshifters? I don't know. I'm getting some bad vibes here. I don't know if I should go in and talk to him or.
Does anybody have any? Let's see, nature, like a nature bonus. Someone who can maybe know about that growth spurt for kobolds.
I have a +3.
Oh.
A +3 for, I'm sorry, what was that for?
For nature, I guess. I mean, I'm just trying to think because he mentioned that he had a growth spurt. I mean, that could also explain why he's like fumbling a little bit. If he's like my gangly teenager, that's 100% true.
I don't know. I'm getting some weird vibes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All because of a bad cup of coffee. Wow.
It's not like him. And do you see how he's walking? He spilled coffee on that dude over there. That is not like Kark. Kark went to culinary school. This isn't Kark. That's not Kark. I don't think that's Kark. I'm sticking to it.
I do have Zone of Truth, and that means I can create a magical zone that guards against deception. In a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within range. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time or on a turn or starts its turn, there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw. An infected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which is normally would respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive if it answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth.
Ooh,
I know.
So basically, you'd cast it, and then we'd have to ask him a question once he passed into the zone of truth,
right?
And if he fails, which we won't necessarily. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's like Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, but over like a specific area.
Exactly. Was the cone of silence from Get Smart?
Exactly.
I'm going to go in and see if I could bring Kark into the in front of the hearth with us, and maybe you can cast that, Eleonora.
Yeah, I will go ahead and get that set up right now.
Nice.
Okay.
Is there some sort of visible side of this, or is this just like a sort of invisible zone of truth or cone of truth that is just there? We just have to bring this person into, or this
right. It has to be within 15-foot radius of the spear.
Okay, so you just put it there. So okay, cool.
Range. So we would do 15 feet around the hearth. Again, until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there must make a charisma saving throw.
How long is the duration of that spell?
10 minutes.
Nice. Alrighty.
That's awesome. Very cool.
So I'm going to excuse myself and I'm going to go into the kitchen. Hey, Kark, buddy. You seem a little off this morning. Why don't you come over and sit with us by the fire? Take 5. Don't worry about the coffee.
So as you kind of like go into the kitchen, you would see that normally, like, you've seen Kark prepare coffee before, and it's a very meticulous process. You know, he like grinds the beans, he like weighs them, and he like adds like a little bit of water at a time and tries to get it to like the exact same temperature. Here, he's not like properly grinding the beans. He's basically like got them in a cup and he's like using the back end, like the handle end of a knife, and it's just like trying to like crudely grind them up, like smash them up. And he's got like a pot of boiling water on the stove, and he's basically just like pouring them into it.
I'm gonna put my hand on Kark's shoulder and say, Kark, buddy, friend, Kark.
What?
Kark, let's turn off the stove and take 5, okay? Come sit with us. Come sit with us in front of the fire. And I'm gonna
just give me like 2 minutes. There's some bacon cooking. I just want to make sure it doesn't burn. I'll be right out with you guys.
Oh, okay. All right. So I go back into the dining room and tell Eleonora, Twitter, and Nero, I'm like, dude, guys, something's up with him. That is not him. Kark, he can't even make a pot of coffee. That's not him. That's not him. Kark is meticulous when he makes coffee. Trust me, I know. And that he's trying to grind the beans with the back of a knife, okay?
He's being resourceful. What's that so bad about that?
Nero, I'm telling you, this is not Kark. Either this is a doppelganger, or somebody put a spell on him, or maybe somebody kidnapped him, and oh my gosh.
Doppelganger? Since when is doppelgangers?
Kidnapped him and forced him to make bad coffee?
And walk funny and grow 6 inches? Okay.
Yeah, this is not him.
Those
I'm
bastards.
beginning to get to know you, Nero, and Twitter. And I'm just really getting to know Kark, but like learning through him through Kalisha and some of the other friends here at the tavern, doesn't seem like him. And my instincts is telling me that something's up, something's not right. And Kalisha, how did he seem when he was in the kitchen? Because he didn't come out with you.
No, he said that he had bacon on the stove, and honestly, I didn't see any bacon on the stove. Either he has completely lost it, but no, that's not Kark. His passion is cooking. Okay?
Maybe you should go back in and check on him again and see if he like escaped.
Do you guys
because he figured out that you were on to him?
I'll do that if Nero comes with me.
Wait, before we go in there.
Here, correct? Because of the spell that I casted?
Yeah. You said doppelganger.
Yeah.
Where's that coming from? I know it's been a while since I've been here, but doppelganger, really? I'd just as soon say it's someone in a spell, but
see, Nero, a doppelganger is like an evil version of yourself.
Isn't there a nest you need to build?
Nero, we ran into a couple of doppelgangers a couple months ago in town. They're around. They're around.
Oh,
they exist. Mm-hmm. They exist.
Wow. All right. That's not something I expected to hear.
Yeah.
All right, let's go in the kitchen.
Okay, you're going first. You owe me. Last time we hung out, you killed me, little man.
But I brought you back. That was part of the deal.
Please, can you go first?
It's not
all right, so
got brought back.
So I like her already.
He must
bird,
never
not
had
so much.
Europe, but that's okay.
So yeah, he gets up from the chair. He's going to lace one of his daggers with poison, just in preparation, and just sort of keep it easily at hand, but still hidden, but easily taken out. And so he walks into the kitchen. Cock, my good man. So, where's the good coffee? He looks around to see what's in there.
You look around. No sign of Kark. And no answer.
Shit.
Is
Shite.
there-
Does he still have any bacon left on his plate?
Nero, do you have bacon left on your plate?
There is. You think if I'm going to eat that after what we found out about the coffee, you can forget about it. It's all yours.
Well, I'm not eating the eggs. I'm not a cannibal.
So I mean, obviously, is there a door, an exit to get out of the kitchen? Like, is there a side door?
Walking in, you see like on the stove itself, there's like the a now boiling pot of coffee bean water, and you see that there's like a pan on there with like raw ass bacon on it, but like the burner underneath it is not lit, so it's just kind of sitting there. You can see that like the kitchen is like mostly in decent shape, at least like the way that it was before, but nobody's there. There's no wait staff or anything, and basically the only thing you can make out that's kind of out of place is that the big like icebox room in the back, where they kind of like keep their kind of chilled or frozen foods, like where they hang up all the meat. The door to that is slightly open.
Nero,
Okay.
do you think we should go in there?
Not before we take a look around everywhere else. So if the icebox or the cooling room is over here, I'm going to do investigate on the rest of it. Like, so make sure that that wasn't a ploy.
Okay.
To see if so yeah, he's like, I'm just going to go around the rest of the kitchen that's behind us, so we're not going to get attacked from behind. See if there's anything, if I notice anything. I got a 16.
I'm sorry, the result of that was 16?
16 plus I got investigations. That's 19 total.
Nice.
Okay. So 19 investigation. You look pretty thoroughly, basically making a perimeter around the kitchen and to where Kark could have gone. You basically go past like the dishwashing station. There's like basically like a pantry, cupboards for storage, storage for like dishes and utensils and stuff like that. You check all of those, nowhere to be found. You make your way around the kind of outside wall, and you get to the door that kind of like leads to the outside. And it is locked from the inside. If you were to unlock it and kind of open the door and look out, you see this kind of like fenced in area where basically like the employees go to like take their smoke breaks, but also kind of like where the big like garbage bin is, the kind of like refuse pile that is sometimes burned. And there's no clear avenue of escape from there. The fence is like 11, 12 feet high, like way too high for a kobold to climb up.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So I'm going to switch from dagger to my crossbow, and I'm going to apply poison to the crossbow.
Okay.
Kalisha, go around to the door, pull it back, stay behind the door, and I'm going to sort of crouch in a somewhat defensive position where I can actually see inside as best I can, but also have my hand crossbow sort of pulled just in case something comes out.
I'm going to nod. I'm going to ready my wormling dagger of venom. And very carefully, I'm going to open the door, and I'm behind it.
Okay, so basically you're to the side of the door and you're like pulling it open, and then Nero, you're kind of like
Yeah.
got a
Like
sight line
5-6
on the
feet.
door
Yeah,
on the door
sight line.
itself.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Kalisha, you open the door, and Nero peering inside, you would immediately see, rows of kind of stacked frozen goods, kind of like meat hanging up off of like hooks in the ceiling and in the walls. And then on the ground itself, you see what appears to be the body of Kark.
Like,
Is he breathing?
Nope.
You just killed my friend Kark.
the wrath of Kate Lisa. Wow.
My friend.
Well, you haven't seen him yet because you're behind the door,
Oh yeah,
right?
I'm behind the door. Okay, I'm sorry. I take that back. I'm
Yeah,
not
you
upset.
just see Nero's face, kind of like his whole countenance just like falls, where
Okay.
he's looking at some
So
shit.
So I just like put up my hand
Come.
to Kalisha, and so I sort of move in slowly, and as best I can, I'm going to use my stealth. I've got it's a small space here, but I can roll if you want. But I'm going to use my stealth to be as silent as I can and to move to an angle so I can see like the direct corner on either side of the door to see if there's anything sort of hiding right there. And
Give me a perception check.
actually, let me just use. I'm going to use this. 4 plus
Okay.
1,
You kinda
5.
You're basically like prioritizing not being seen over like perceiving your surroundings, and so trying to stay as safe as you can. You check the corners, and appears to be clear.
Okay. So am I sort of parallel to the door at this point?
Yeah.
I'm going to call out from behind the door, Nero. Dude, what's up? What do you see?
I think I see the false Kark.
Are you sure it's the false Kark?
I won't lie to you. No.
Oh.
I'm
Hmm.
going to do another perception roll and stop
Okay.
moving.
Okay.
8.
Okay, so giving your full attention to just taking in your surroundings, you're still pretty rattled from everything. Like your heart beats through the roof. You can feel it like in your neck and in your temples as you're just like trying to figure out like what is going on. Coast still seems clear. Taking a closer look at Kark, you could see that his neck appears like twisted to the side, and you could see this like jagged gash through it, and like a pool of frozen blood on the ground, and what appears to be this kind of like underneath the skin around the neck wound appears to be like spiderweb tendrils of some kind of black substance. You'd probably recognize it as some form of poison.
Poison.
How can I roll for perception to see if I can figure out if that is the real Kark or the imposter?
I think that would be more insight.
Insight. Okay, I'll roll for insight. Let's see. We're going to use my unicorn die for this one.
Okay.
How close are you getting to check the body?
I'm still behind Nero, but I'm like right behind Nero. So here's Nero, and I'm like here.
Okay. Yep.
I got a 14.
Okay. So getting as close a look as you can, given the circumstances, you kind of like peer over Nero's shoulder. Is even like with the height difference, you're just like trying to take cover behind him. And
Yeah, I'm like
peering over him.
Here's the shoulder.
Looks pretty genuine. Definitely looks like Kark. And as you kind of like mentally compare like what you saw earlier to what you see now, this one appears shorter.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh
Okay,
no!
relax. This is not a good situation, but we still have a situation with where did the other one go?
You suddenly
Personal-
hear a
personal
whisper
space,
behind
my
you.
God.
You suddenly hear a whisper behind you for Ganjor. And I need both of you and everybody actually to roll initiative.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
So even if I'm still by the hearth, I'm
Yep.
still rolling.
I
Okay.
didn't get to finish
what are
his
we rolling?
bacon.
You're rolling initiative.
Rolling
I
our
got
20,
11.
basically.
By the way, since you're so close to my back, I'm not responsible for what I just dropped because I'm so scared.
I'm gonna excuse that because I'm too upset right now.
I got a 7. Okay,
I got
these
11.
These D&D rolls on.
18.
Kalisha, 11. Nero, 7.
Yeah, 7.
Okay.
And he said for
Twitter,
Ganjor.
Eleonora.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Twitter, Eleonora.
3.
18.
Okay, 18 for Twitter. 3
And
for
he came
Eleonora.
from behind us, like what we investigated before.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right.
Okay, so starting off top of the round, since you are surprised, this person will basically get a free action or a free turn. So he is going to make a precise strike against Nero here. And that is going to be a 18 to hit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Oh no! No! No!
That's going to be 10 piercing damage, plus 3d6 because you're surprised.
Ah!
So an additional 10 piercing damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Let me just give me a second to half my health points. Thank you. Thank you. All right. What was that? What did you need? Constitution.
Constitution
Saving
saving throw, please.
Oh, thank God. 12 plus 1 is 13.
So you whip around and you basically see what appears to be Kark before you, and in like the split second that you notice him, you see this him plunging this dagger towards you. It's kind of brilliantly curved dagger, and it connects with you. And as you kind of like look down, you see as the blade is like poking out of your gut, you see this kind of like black icorish like looking substance kind of like seep into your wound as you suffer
No! He's already suffered enough.
11
Right, I
points
woke up
of
near
poison
you.
damage. 11 points of poison damage, and you are poisoned for 1 minute.
No, this isn't happening. I catch Nero in my arms just because he's falling backwards on me.
Okay. Everybody else is surprised, so that brings us to the bottom of the round. Top of the round, Twitter. As you're kind of like gulping on the bacon, like you're chewing it, and it's like very clearly undercooked. Like it's tough and chewy, like just total shit bacon. And
hell is going
as you're kind of
on
like
here?
chewing through it,
Shit bacon.
you hear like
Disgusting. I wonder if they got any mayonnaise back there.
as you're like trying to chew this bacon,
It's turkey bacon, isn't it?
you hear
Oh, it's vegan bacon. Ah,
That should be right up your alley.
what the hell?
oh no. You hear this like startled scream coming from the back from the kitchen area, and you swear it sounds like Nero.
I continue eating the bacon. I don't care.
What the hell's going on in there? Okay, I'm gonna get up and go see what's going on.
All right.
Yeah, there's something going on in there, Eleanor.
I'd say like from the common area to like the back of the kitchen, that'd probably be about like 45 feet or so. So you'd have to move and use your action to dash if you wanted to get back there in one turn.
I will do so.
All right. So you kind of like get up from the table, make your way towards the back of the kitchen, and you see kind of the icebox room door kind of like open, and you see what appears like the back half of Kark in like this kind of aggressive stance facing inward into the icebox. I don't think you could see Kalisha and Nero in there, but that's just kind of like what you're walking in on.
Hey, Kark, buddy, this bacon's nasty. What's going on in here?
I've got something
Kinda
nasty
like-
sticking.
He kind of like his head snaps back as soon as you start talking, and you're used to this kind of like look in Kark's eyes of like kind of warmness and friendliness, and that has been totally replaced with this kind of like cold, calculating gaze, and he's got just like this nasty look of aggression on his face.
So, am I able to tell that is in fact not Kark?
Give me an insight check.
Alrighty. Got a 15.
Yeah, that's not the Kark you know.
Who the hell are you?
And where's my bacon?
It's hanging out of my mouth.
Your beak, you mean, your beak.
Yeah,
Anything else?
Yeah, the beak.
Anything
but
else on your turn?
Now that he's surprised because he heard me, maybe that gives Kalisha time to attack.
I hope so.
Okay. End of
Because
your
now
turn.
he's
It is at the end of your turn. It is Kark's turn.
Shit.
Kind of like looking back at you. He's basically gonna just react, and he's going to kind of close the distance between you two, and he's going to attempt to hit you with his dagger.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
That's going to be
Oh,
a
no.
15 to hit.
My AC is a 16.
That's a miss. So he kind of like lunges after you, and
Vroom.
the wise and prudent adventurer that you are, you've got your armor on, and it like connects, but it doesn't manage to pierce through your armor. And he just kind of like pulls back the dagger and snarls at you. So that's going to be his turn. Kalisha, you are up. Nero,
would-
you're on deck.
How far away is fake Kark at this point?
From you, probably 15 feet.
And I have Nero,
Actually,
who
him-
is poisoned.
Him moving away from you and Nero would actually provoke attacks of opportunity from both of you if you'd like to take advantage of that.
Heck yeah.
Normally I would, but Nero is poisoned and I need his help. So it would benefit all of us if I touched him with my unicorn horn for protection from poison to neutralize the poison. It's all neutralized now. And the target has advantage on saving throws against being poisoned. So, Nero, you now have advantage.
And resistance to
very
poison
much.
damage.
And resistance to poison damage.
Okay.
Sweet.
So, Kalisha, as you kind of like touch your unicorn horn to Nero, trying to like heal the poison, Nero, like as soon as you're stabbed, like you've probably been in a few scuffles before, like you know what being stabbed feels like, probably.
Yeah.
But
Asshole.
on top of like the kind of sharp pain, on top of the sharp pain from that, you kind of feel the poison like affecting your system, and like your head gets all hot, like you start to sweat. You can feel like your mouth kind of salivating and making like too much saliva, like in preparation to vomit. You're kind of like bleary-eyed and like lightheaded, like you're not having a good time. But when Kalisha kind of like gives you protection from poison, you feel that like instantly just like flushed out of your system, and you're like you feel like clear-headed again, and that like urge to vomit passes. You're just like, ugh, you're back to normal. So you are no longer poisoned, and you have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned and resistance to poison damage.
I thank you very kindly for that, Miss Kalisha. For a moment there, I felt like Princess Sprinkles. Whew, I don't want that again.
Sprinkles smells better than you, trust me.
I have no doubt. So I'm going to dash.
Hold on, it's Kalisha's turn.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was her action.
Oh, I
Gotcha.
thought that was my action.
Yep. Do you want to move, or do you have a bonus action?
Bonus action. I don't think I do have a bonus action. I think it was just does a wand have a bonus action?
If it says it does.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Nope. It does.
Then that will be your turn then. Nero, you are up. Eleonora, you're on deck.
I'm going to use cunning action to close the distance between me and Fark, with Fark. And
Fark is Fark.
Fark,
like
yeah. That's also what I did in my shorts before when I was surprised. And within
It's
5
like
feet,
strawberry fields forever in here. That's for sure.
rotten strawberries. And I'm going to use that dagger that I had pre-poisoned and roll to hit within 5 feet. It's considered a sneak attack, and if it's successful, I get 4d6 damage plus the poison damage. So that's
just not to be pedantic, but it's if an ally is within 5 feet of that creature, then it's a sneak attack, not you being within 5 feet.
Oh, which is fine because Steve's Twitter's
Yeah,
right in front
because
of us, right? Okay, cool.
Yep. So you're good.
Yeah.
Come on. 12 plus, I got plus 3, so that's 15.
15 hits. Go ahead, roll for damage.
All right. I'm in the money. All right, so let's just start off with the dagger of 1d4. That's 1. Then 4d6 for the sneak attack. 3, 6, plus 4 is 10, and 5 is 15. And with the poison, so he needs to make a let me see here, DC 14 or higher Constitution, or takes 2d8 poison damage.
All right, what was the DC on that?
14.
That is a failure.
Yes. So we're at 15. Actually, 16 plus the original 1 for my dagger. So we're at 16 plus 2d8. 16 plus 6 is 22. And 2 is 24. Boom. And he's poisoned. He is poisoned until the end of my next turn.
Okay. That was a really good.
All right. I'll see everyone next week. I'm out of here.
Nero, don't you go anywhere. Nero,
So kind of feeling like reinvigorated from Kalisha's magic. You set your focus on whoever this Fark guy is and close the distance, and with kind of Twitter running interference, you're able to find like a weak spot and manage to kind of plunge your knife basically like into his kidneys. And
nice.
Yeah, he suffers a lot of damage.
Nice.
So yeah, he's not looking too good after that one. And yeah, you could kind of see like the like the pallor and like blood run from his face as the poison starts to take effect. All right. Anything else on your turn?
That's true. I do have. Thank you for saying that. I have opportunity attack. No, because I used my action to get up there. That is it.
Use cunning action, which I think is a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
Then your action
So
was to
then-
attack. So you still got your movement and you used your bonus action.
Yeah. Now I didn't get any healing back, right, Kalisha? That was just the poison, which is huge. I'm not complaining. I'm just asking if there was any healing in there.
I'm going to read it again. You touch a creature. If it is poison, you neutralize the poison. If more than one poison afflicts the target, you neutralize one poison that you know is present. For the duration, the target has advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, and it has resistance to poison damage.
Okay.
But I didn't heal you.
That's okay. No, it's totally fine.
But
okay, so with my final bonus action, I'm going to disengage. I'm going to shift back out of at least striking distance. It's a
okay. You only moved 15 feet, so let's say that's part of your movement, not cunning action to dash. Then you can use your bonus action to disengage and move the remainder of your movement.
Cool. That's what I'll do, just to sort of get out of striking distance from another blade.
Okay. So you kind of retreat back into the icebox room.
Or at least some other area that gives me, at least, somewhat clear. In fact, I don't go near Kalisha. I want to spread out. I move away from her. So I'm sort of almost triangular from Twitter, Kalisha, and myself. So he has to make a decisive movement to attack one of us.
Yeah.
So across the, on the other side of the kitchen from the icebox room is kind of like a walk-in pantry. You'd be able to kind of just get inside there.
Perfect.
Okay. That's your turn then. Eleonora, you're up. And then Twitter's going to be on deck.
Okay, so I noticed Twitter leaves, and because as I've just been here near the hearth trying to figure out what's going, just waiting for people to come back, and I'm like, something's going on. Twitter left. Now I need to go and figure out and investigate. And you go, look, something's happened to my friends, and I know Kark is not, something's up, and so I go through the kitchen. And I start trying to find, I'm yelling, Kalisha, Nero, Twitter, and just keep going, looking for them. And I would like to use, on my paladin side of things, I actually have divine sense. It's actually more of an action. The presence of a strong registers on your sense like a noxious odor. Anyway, so until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. I just want to use my divine sense so I can detect good and evil. It says you can use this feature a number of times equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier. When you finish a long rest, of course, it resets. But I would like to use that, please.
Okay. So you're using your action to do that. Okay, so with the movement that you have, you're not going to be able to get completely into the kitchen, but you'll be within sight of it. And as you get closer, you kind of calling on the kind of divine power that's been to you. You can expand your senses and your emotions to kind of pick up on the presence of evil. And as you get closer and closer to the kitchen, this kind of noxious smell of turned milk kind of gets into your nostrils. And you're not sure if it's...
What is that obnoxious, rotting egg smell?
Yeah, you're not sure at first if it's Farks cooking, but you in times in the past when you've relied on this, you would recognize this as kind of the scent of evil.
And Farks cooking.
So
Good.
They are not a celestial fiend or undead, so they don't like light up in your vision. But yeah, this is an evil creature.
Oh,
And it's not my shorts either.
good Lord. Oh.
And yeah, you can see that there's a bit of a scuffle going on between what appears to you to be Kark and your friends here.
Can I get in closer and see what's kind of going on? Am I able to?
From where you were in the common room to getting up to the kitchen, since you used your action to cast Divine Sense, you'd only have 30 feet of movement. They're probably a good, like, an additional 15, 20 feet away.
What's the right words? What's the word I'm looking for? Am I able to, what is my word I'm looking for?
I don't know. What is the word you're looking for?
I'm thinking of a dice throw right now. That's what I'm trying to think. Roll
Like a saving throw?
I'm sorry?
Or a skill check?
A what? I'm sorry.
What are you trying to do? Just not besides game terms, like what in general are you trying to do?
See like what I can see at this point. Like I'm trying to is it dexterity? It's not dexterity.
Perception.
What?
Perception check. Yes. Thank you.
What's the bonus that you get to perception rolls? Like you should see on your skill list like perception and then like a positive or negative number.
Okay. Skills. Wait. Perception is 14. My perception's 14.
Okay. Yeah, with a passive perception check, I mean, you if you try to do it like you're actively searching for something, then that would require an action. So the best that I can do is give you like a passive perception check, which passive scores are basically 10 plus whatever your bonus to that skill check is. And it basically represents like what you pick up on without trying to do that skill actively. So it's probably the best I can give you. And are you looking for anything in particular, or
I'm
just trying to get a sense of what's going on?
From my perspective, I'm just trying to figure out what's happening.
Okay, so a 14 is pretty good. As a bard and a paladin, you're like very well attuned, not only to your surroundings, but just kind of like the state of people, because that's like your line of work. You're serving people and you're trying to like entertain them and have a good time and protect them and all that. And you're in the midst of a fight here. You could see kind of Nero as he kind of like ducks into the pantry, and you could see like droplets of blood being left behind as he's kind of like dashing forward. And he kind of has like this pale look to him. You can also see this Fark character, who he appears to be like pretty wounded himself. Twitter looks just fine. You could kind of get a glimpse of Kalisha in like the icebox room. More so like an elbow or a knee sticking out of the doorway rather than like a really good look. But it appears that your friends have this person surrounded.
Okay. Well, I'll be definitely going in prepared, putting away the harp. Time to get out the good stuff. It's coming.
Okay. Do you have any bonus actions on your turn that you can do?
I don't. I mean, because that wasn't really a spell. It was just one of my skills.
Yeah, it's just a paladin ability.
Right. I don't think so. I don't see anything.
Okay.
So.
All right. That brings us to Twitter. You are up, top of the round. What do you do?
And he's still right in front of me, isn't he? Or I'm kind of right behind him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still like engaged with each other.
All right. I'm going to attack him with my dagger.
Okay.
So
a lot of daggers this session.
Yeah. Oh man, I only got a 10.
A 10 is going to miss, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. Whose turn is it after me?
It is Fark's turn, and then Kalisha right after.
Okay. Well, as my bonus action, I am going to cast. I don't know if that's a cast. I'm going to do Bardic Inspiration on Kalisha.
Awesome.
Okay.
Nice. Cowbell.
All right. So you draw your dagger and try to slice at Fark, and he manages to like dodge out of the way of it, and partly out of frustration, partly out of sensing this impending doom towards Kalisha, you kind of like whip out your trusty magic cowbell and start banging on it, and Kalisha, like, you start feeling the groove, like you're just grooving. It's like getting down to your bones, and you're like,
again. Like, I love this shit.
Like, you're hearing like Mississippi Queen coming on, and you're like, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you have bardic inspiration.
That's awesome.
Twitter.
Nice, very nice.
Okay, you have movement left if you'd like to do that.
Feeling it.
Although you are engaged with Fark, so moving outside of that will trigger an attack of opportunity. So, up to you.
Who, me? Not me, right? Twitter?
No, Twitter. Yeah.
Twitter.
Oh, yeah, I thought I was done.
You have your movement left if you'd like to do that. If not, then that'll be your turn.
Yeah, I'm not going to move because I don't want to disengage.
Okay. So after your righteous cowbell playing, you can put it away, get into a defensive stance, and that will bring us to Kalisha. You are, or I'm sorry, I skipped Fark.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. No, sorry.
I mean, no.
Fark kind of got so excited about the cowbell. Fark kind of like taking a look at the situation, kind of sees Eleonora approaching, and he basically looks at you all, and you can see like he's pretty bloodied up. He's not looking too good. He is basically going to like reach underneath his cloak, and you could see that he's had like this necklace underneath him, and on it is like a single kind of like it's like a little like almost looks like a pebble, but it's kind of like got this brilliant kind of like red orange kind of hue to it. Looks like a neatly polished kind of round pebble, and he's going to pluck it off of the necklace, and he's going to say, "My secrets die with me," and he's going to put it in his mouth and chomp down. And I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
No, he can't get away. He can't. No. Oh, shit.
That's a 20 still, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I got
Yes?
22.
I got a natty one.
Oh, no.
I got a 15.
Okay, let me
I got a natty one.
sorry, let me check my notes here for a sec.
I love you guys.
Okay, so Nero, what'd you get?
Yep, I got 21.
That's a pass. Twitter?
15.
15 just barely passes. Kalisha?
1 plus 2 is 3.
That's a failure. Eleonora?
14.
14 just barely succeeds.
I'm throwing that die away.
Well, wait a minute.
Hang on.
Can't they use their bardic inspiration for better
You
roll?
can. I don't think it's gonna bring a 3 up to a 15 or 14.
Yeah, it's not like an advantage, right? Where you do 2 rolls and take the higher of the 2. Yeah.
You know,
Correct.
But could she?
I think I would only
You could.
have
It's
to,
not. It's
not going to help
It-
because
it's
I
a-
would
Yeah.
have to roll a d6.
Oh.
it's an empty and futile effort, but you can if it makes you feel better.
Well, I mean, well, Kalicia's thing, but I mean,
6 plus
I'm
3
just
is
still
still 9.
working,
It's
so-
still,
Empty and futile is my middle name.
I don't think I had enough moonshine before this.
guys, I love all of you.
Okay, so goodness. Nero, Twitter, and Eleonora, you take 11 fire damage. Kalisha, you take 22 fire damage.
So
As
from my
he
hit points,
as he
correct?
as he bites down on this pebble, it breaks, and instantly, like, you hear this massive bang, and the next thing you see is this kind of like huge, like, wall of fire just kind of erupt out of this dude's head and just like rush over you. And Nero, Twitter, and Eleonora, you're fast enough on the draw to kind of like try to duck behind some cover or get yourself mostly out of harm's way. But Kalisha, you're just like caught off guard, and this fireball erupts and just demolishes the kitchen and everything in it, including you, or at least one of you. And as kind of like the dust settles, like your ears are ringing. It's just like hard to see what's going on, but as you kind of like come to your senses, you see the corpse of Fark on the ground, and it looks a lot different this time. Doesn't look like a kobold anymore. It looks kind of like this humanoid, but with like a long, sinewy limbs, easily like 6 feet tall, something like that. Just kind of like collapsed on the ground, and his head is completely missing, and you just notice like bits of like brain and just gore and blood just kind of like splattered across the kitchen.
Wow.
That will end our combat.
I'm going to look at everybody, and I'm very faint. I'm kind of dazed, but I'm going to tell everybody I gotta heal Kark, and I'm going to crawl over to Kark and rest my unicorn wand on him, hoping it will bring him back and that I can save him in time.
What spell does that healing?
It's my unicorn wand. Let me bring it up. All the way at the bottom. It's all the way at the bottom.
How much damage did I take, Dungeon Master? I
22.
11 fire damage.
11.
Okay.
Why the hell?
So
I need new glasses, you guys. I'm that old. I'm at that
What's
age.
the name of the spell?
Cure wounds with the wand of the unicorn. A creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Mhm.
This spell has no effect on the undead or constructs. I can use it at a higher level. I don't know how many points Kark would have, because we've never really battled with Kark before, but I'm willing to give him as many.
I mean, you would know that if someone's like unconscious, just giving them like 1 hit point will be enough to kind of resuscitate them. So,
do you want me
yeah.
to roll for him, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I will do that. 40. 2, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, plus 2, 17. Kark has 17 hit points. Did I bring him back to life?
So as you reach out with your unicorn horn wand and cast a spell, as a druid, you would know that the magic that you use is kind of based on the primal forces of nature, and casting this spell kind of amplifies the life force of whatever creature that you're casting it on, and kind of helping them absorb more of that like essence of life from the environment and kind of imbuing it into their own. And as you try to cast a spell, there's no life force to amplify here. It's
Oh no!
an empty shell. of
Oh no!
what Kark was.
Kark!
Wow.
Oh, my friend. I'm just going to completely lose it. I'm going to touch him again with my wand and just hold it there and just bury my head on his chest crying.
Oh,
I loved Kark.
Not to seem
Eleonora,
too
how are
callous,
you
but
reacting? Go ahead, Nero.
I was going to say, not to seem callous here, but I would like to make a dexterity saving throw, so I only take half the damage. Because was that fire was considered a area effect? That was an area effect, right?
That's right. As a rogue, you have uncanny dodge, right?
It's evasion. It's called evasion. Yeah, and I get a dexterity
Evasion.
saving throw. Yeah.
Yeah. In that case, since you succeed, you would take no damage.
So, feeling better
If
about
you
myself.
deducted 11, then add 11 back.
I didn't, because I was waiting for at least some of the emotional stuff to get
Okay.
over. It seemed like, oh, by the way, I know you're
Okay.
broken up, but by the way, I don't want to take any damage over here. I go over to Kalisha and just sort of put my hand on her shoulder, and I, even in my state of not really caring about many things, I can understand this is quite sad for her. So
He was my friend. I loved him.
Eleonora, how are you reacting to this?
So I am close by because I never actually fully got in there. I'm seeing everything happen, and I can hear Kalisha, and I can feel this evil just get worse and worse. And I can sense that something's happened with Kark, and you know, as a bard and as a paladin, I am very angry because either I'm going to use my words or I'm going to come out with my sword and my shield, and I'm going to fight in the name of Kark. For whoever has done this will have their head. I will have their head. And I'm going to get closer because I want to get closer. And I want to come for Kalisha. I don't know if it's my turn that I could use. I do have Lay of Hands, but I don't know if
We're out of turn order, so it's loosey-goosey.
Okay, well, I also have lesser. I have two things I can couple to. I have lesser restoration, which means you can touch a creature and you can either you can touch a creature and can end either one disease or condition afflicting it. The condition can be blinded, defended, paralyzed, or poisoned. Just in case, I'm covering my bases.
That's not going to be strong enough.
I do have Lay of Hands, which is, of course, you have a pool of healing power that can restore a 25 HP per long rest. As an action, you can touch a creature to restore any number of HP remaining in the pool.
I'm going to look up because I'm still sobbing and say, use it on the halfling. It's not going to help him. He's completely gone. But halfling is bleeding all over my back right now with his hand on my shoulder.
you try and do something nice. My God, we can wash the robe, you know.
You know, this is not going to end well. Somebody took away one of our favorite people who makes amazing coffee, and it's
you have a battle cry now. So you got a hunter's mark, as it were, on whoever took out Kark. Wow.
I don't even have a hunter's mark, and yes, I do.
Yes.
And if Kalisha stops crying, shit's gonna hit the fan. I've never seen her angry. I think we're about to give it a few seconds or minutes. But yes, I can go over and lay hands upon Nero, Kalisha. I can do that. I can help whoever needs help right now.
Yeah, he's bleeding all over my shoulder. He got stabbed with a dagger before.
Oh, trust me, Kalisha, whoever did this we will be rid of them in the name of Kirk.
It's
And whoever took
Gonjor.
our amazing coffee.
Eleonora, it's Gonjor. Gonjor is the one who killed you when you were Kira, and now he killed Kark.
Oh,
Bum,
you have
bum,
mentioned
bum.
Kira to me. You have mentioned her before. Well, then in the name of Kira and Kark, we're going to heal Nero, and we're going to go after whoever has done this Grandjord.
Gonjor.
I look over at Twitter and go, are you coming in? Are you going to do this? Are you coming with us? Because we've got somebody to go take care of.
I'm really gonna miss his coffee.
Me too. This is why this Grandjord took away our favorite person.
Took
who
away
made
our coffee. He's gonna die.
Yes, he is.
Are you gonna heal Nero?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I'd like to use lay of hands.
Go ahead and go ahead and roll up lay on hands. Twitter, what's going on in that head of yours? How are you taking this in?
I'm really gonna miss his coffee.
And that's it.
And now there's no more bacon because he blew up the kitchen.
Yeah, that's true.
And
This-
I was
Yes,
hoping-
at this point, like the kitchen's not like fully on fire, but there's kind of like little tendrils of flame still kind of like on
should
some
be
like the
running
walls
out
and
of
the
there,
cabinets and
people.
stuff. And
all that
waitstaff
food
are
gone to waste.
there's like the like waiter or waitress who's kind of like helping to serve the breakfast crowd, and you know they kind of run in and kind of like see what's happening, and they just immediately go and like grab like the nearest like towel and start just like
It was him.
blotting out like all the fires.
No. There. It was him.
What did I do? Poop bacon. Yes, indeed.
All
How much do
Eleanor,
I
how much?
heal?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm rolling, correct? Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was waiting. Okay, 16.
Wow.
Okay, 16 HP. Back to you. So you can
Thank
kind of
you
like
very kindly.
feel like your wounds closing, and you're no longer like dripping blood on the ground.
Nice.
As this is
Not
kind of
dripping
going
it on the
on.
ground, he's dripping it on me. I'm laying on the ground, like, you know, I still have my head on Kark, and he put his hand on my shoulder, so he's just dripping all over my silver hair.
Yep. So, Kalisha, you no longer feel like the like dripping of
Oh,
blood
thank God.
all over your hair and your robe and everything.
I
It's still like your
appreciate this.
like
Thanks, Sahanine.
it's still like your back is wet. It's kind of like
Ooh.
if like when you sweat through a t-shirt, like not comfortable.
Ew.
So as you're kind of like taking this in, you got
That's
Kark's
probably
corpse
gonna
on the
be
ground. You've got a ruined kitchen. You've got the body of what you now identify to be a doppelganger on the ground.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm going to look at the guys like Nero and Twitter and Eleonora and say, do any of you know of the high priest Oakenhoof? I don't know if he can help Kark or if I should even try, but I loved him. He was my friend.
What
What
are
do
we
you
I've heard of
saying?
his name, but I don't know if Kark is unfortunately too far gone.
Is he too far gone?
I don't know. It's I don't know these arts, but
Is anyone proficient in medicine?
Oh.
I have a +5.
Oh, I also have a +5.
Okay, are you trained in it? Like, do you have the box checked off?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay,
It's
go ahead and give me a
nice
medicine
light
check.
All right,
Whoever's proficient in it can give me a medicine check.
let's do this, Twitter.
I have a +2, but I'm not.
while they're working on Kark, Dungeon Master, I'm going to go over to the corpse and investigate see what I can find. Hopefully that sack
Okay.
of 50 gold pieces too, but just take a look for other stuff as well.
I will
Yeah, I mean-
surely. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We'll get to that. So
Okay.
being a rogue, like you're very well experienced with picking pockets and checking bodies for loose change and all that. So yeah, you easily find the 50 gold familiar.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you would,
I'm too sad.
you'd also
to care.
find
Gosh, you're stealing off a dead man.
Yeah, that's usually Kalisha's role, but apparently Group has taken a turn for the worse.
You know what,
just
Nero?
wants to use the money to better help Kirk because we have to find out what happened and if this is really him.
so yeah, you find the bag of 50 gold on him. It kind of takes a little bit to find this one just because of the situation, but you find like kind of clattered across the room the dagger that he had, which is you would be able to tell is a magic dagger, and it is where's it in my notes? A dagger of venom.
Dang.
Oh man.
That's
Wow.
the
Look
same
that up.
thing that I have.
Eleanor,
I think you
just
can
realized
look that up on
something.
D&D Beyond and just add it to your inventory. Let me know if you
Sure.
can't.
Yeah.
It should be an
You
SRD
can.
thing, so it should be there.
You
Oh.
can,
Cool.
Charles, because I have the wormling dagger of venom.
Dagger of
because I
Venom.
renamed
Nice.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So basically, it's like a +1 bonus to hit.
Mhm.
You can take an action to basically have the blade coat itself in this kind of like black poison, and on a hit, it's like poison for the next minute or until you hit on an attack. And on a hit, they have to make a DC 15 Constitution save or take 2d10 poison damage, and they're poisoned for 1 minute.
Dang.
So it's basically a little beefier version of what you can do.
Right.
Naturally.
Yeah. And the other one that I gave during our spring break, I gave my other magic dagger to my clan leader. So
Yeah,
I just
that's
replaced
true.
it. That's fantastic. Wonderful. But there's nothing else like sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, looking over his body, you would find pretty obvious on one of his arms, there's what appears to be a now familiar to you silver armband. And you would also find on his body what appears to be like a brochure for the Tempest Bay like Parks and Rec department. And you would also find what appears to be like a strange looking like puzzle box.
Oh no.
That's about all you can turn up.
So I look back at Kalisha and Twitter's sort of close to me, I guess, and Eleonora, and I say, once you're done with your magics and your incantations, we've got some things to look at over here on this doppelganger.
Okay.
So Kalisha and Twitter, what were your medicine checks?
I got a 9. I'm just so upset that I couldn't perform.
I mean, a 9's not terrible.
Okay.
I
So
didn't do much better. I got an 11.
Okay. Between the two of you, even in your emotionally compromised state, it's still fairly easy to tell that Kark's been dead for at least several hours at this point,
Mhm.
which would be beyond the reach of, I believe,
Beyond the
resurrection.
Yes.
You would need something like true resurrection to bring him back.
If I go and meditate, maybe, just maybe, my druid high priestess might hear my call for help. But I don't know.
What's that spell? You said true.
I think true resurrection doesn't have a time limit. But I think it's like a 7th level spell or something.
Yeah, like only like a really high priestess. Like, I don't think I would be able to perform it until I was a level 20 elf. I mean, a level 20 druid, right?
Well, that's why
Probably.
we might need the help from, like you said,
Oakenhoof knows the
Oakenhoof.
druid priestess.
that brought Kira back and is
Yeah.
now Eleonora.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. What do you do?
don't know how to reach him. Maybe I could send him a telepathic message, but I don't know if that would work because he's so far away. He's 2 villages over, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 2 days travel south.
Yeah. My telepathy isn't that strong yet. Maybe I can go outside and look for a bird and send an animal messenger.
I take offense to that.
Twitter.
He's right
Okay,
here.
fine.
You can fly. I mean,
Twitter, it's the fastest way to get a message to somebody.
I mean, I can fly.
It's a tiny beast, though. Twitter, you are a beautiful Arakokra. Your magnificent wings. I would never ask that of you. Instead, I'm going to go outside and see if tiny beast, see if I can find a sparrow outside.
Let's see how it is.
So you step outside, kind of like the rear brake area, as before, and it appears the explosion in the kitchen has kind of like startled the nearby birds who maybe they're like nesting in the eaves of the longhouse or just kind of like chilling on the roof as birds do. So they're like kind of like flying away, but you'd be within range of like 1 or 2 of them at this point.
Okay. Before I went outside, I grabbed a small handful of cornbread, and now I'm just strewing it on the ground and say, Sparrow friends, I need one of you to help me. A little sparrow hops over, eats some of the cornbread, looks up at me, and I am going to just whisper to the sparrow, please take this message to the high priest Oakenhoof. And I'm just going to say, I need your help. I need your help. And the sparrow flies off. And he's going to deliver that message in my voice, where he's going to hear my despair and my emotion and probably some sniffles.
All right. So the sparrow seems to heed your call and obey your instructions and flies off towards the direction of that village.
Alrighty.
Crown of Koivu. Yeah, it'll take it a while. That's a 2-day travel.
Yeah. But if he
Dangerous
flies
person.
there,
Mhm.
it's probably not going to take 2 days if he flies there. It'll probably take under 24 hours, correct?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it would
Okay.
take as long.
Nobody knows.
All right. Because my spell is good for 24 hours.
Gotcha. But I mean, is he an unladen swallow? I mean, that's the question.
African or European?
I don't know that. Hopefully Chantal is still in the chat.
Did you catch that,
Okay.
Shanti?
She will on the
Alright.
replay when you cut that up next week.
So cutting back to the kitchen. At this point, as you're still kind of like investigating things, picking up the pieces, Stray comes running in and kind of like looks around and is just like completely befuddled, just like, what's going on here?
Well, our good friend Kark is dead, and we found a doppelganger. Apparently this is a thing now. I didn't know they were, but this one is dead, and this is not the first time that we've encountered them. Keelisha, who's outside, is quite convinced that they ran into another doppelganger not too long ago while I was investing some time and money in some other areas.
Trey kind of like looks down at the doppelganger and like kind of his eyes lingering over the body for a second, kind of like looks back at you and says, you're in great danger if the Whispers are sending one of their own after you.
The Whispers? Who are these Whispers you talk about?
Don't know much about them, but we know they serve Ganjor. They are his
yes,
secret
he said
police,
that.
you could say. Bunch of magic users, mostly doppelgangers, his secret spies and assassins. Obviously, this one bit off more than he could chew, but it seemed like he wanted to take you out.
That's
Yes, indeed.
You're welcome, Charles. I was thinking of that as I said it.
You don't know how right you were with that last one. But yes, he had this silver band on his arm, and these several things. You magic people are good with puzzles, no? And he shows them that puzzle thing that you mentioned, and this Parks and Rec pamphlet. By the way,
looks at the.
Yeah. No, never mind.
It says
Kinda like looks at
the 9 layers of hell, and there's a little kid swinging on a burning tree and flames everywhere.
Pickleball starts at 6:30.
I mean, he kind of like looks over the brochure, and it just appears to be a regular Parks and Rec brochure from Tempest Bay. So he is basically going to like hand it over to Twitter and just say, "Here, see what you can make of this." And he turns his attention immediately to the puzzle box, and the puzzle box, it's like this exquisitely produced kind of like palm-sized cube, and it's like meticulously crafted from fine wood. There's like intricate inlays of gold, silver, and other precious metals, and they basically make these complex geometric shapes on each face of the cube, and the inlays kind of glisten and shimmer in the light, and the designs on them are just kind of mesmerizing. And Stray kind of like just takes a second to appreciate the craftsmanship of this piece, and he starts kind of like manipulating it, and these different like the geometric shapes basically define different interlocking, interconnecting, sliding panels. And
oh no, it's Hellraiser.
And
It's Hellraiser.
it kind of like starts like shifting them and like rotating, and
We'll tear your
this
soul
cube
apart.
basically this cube basically like he's manipulating it into like different shapes, and it starts as a cube, but over time turns to kind of form this like elongated diamond shape, almost like a cube in the center with like a long triangle and on each end kind of pointing outward. And he after like a few moments, he kind of like gets the final bit in place, and you hear like this audible click within the mechanism of the box, and immediately this kind of like illusion from like appears on top of the box, kind of like projected from it, and it easily fills up like the whole kitchen. It's like this huge illusion, and it appears to be a like head and shoulders view of like a doppelganger, and it's kind of like the shimmering blue, and it kind of floating there above the box. It appears to face kind of like Stray in this case, who solved the puzzle, and says, it begins talking, and it says, "Fellow Whisper, our last gathering under the shadow of the crescent moon proved fruitful. The Overlord's influence grows and our purpose strengthens. The pardoned, however, pose a threat to our endeavors.
Holy
We must
shit.
not be allowed to find the third page of the Overlord's phylactery. His very existence is at stake. It has come to our attention that one of our brethren has gone missing, and suspicions point toward the pardoned. As such, we must act with haste and cunning to prevent further interference. Your role in this is paramount. Infiltrate the Longhouse where they seek respite. Uncover their plans and, if the opportunity arises, dispose of them discreetly. Do not underestimate their abilities. But fear not, for the Overlord's power is with us. Tread carefully, and remember, the Whispers are always watching. In shadows we thrive. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that into the chat, so you don't need to write all that down.
Oy.
And as you kind of like... Oh, there's a character limit in the fucking chat. I'll send it as a handout later.
Send it to me. I'll make sure it gets posted.
Okay, thank you. Do that in a second.
Just making sure this blue projection doesn't look like Saw Gerrera, right? Or Marvel.
I mean, does Saw Gerrera looks like a doppelganger?
Okay, just making sure.
Whispers are always watching.
I'm gonna
Shadows we thrive. Save the dream. So once the message has been delivered, the illusion kind of briefly displays the image of like a crescent moon before it fades away. And as soon as it fades away, another kind of like small click happens within the box, and you see like this small compartment open up. And looking inside of it, it's like this small velvet-lined compartment, and there's a like a little indentation where a ring would fit, and indeed there is a ring there. So if you were to retrieve it, you see this kind of like gold ring with this kind of like the face of the ring is basically surrounded on the outside with like little silver inlays, but it has like the eerily lifelike look of like an open eyeball on the top of it, and it's just kind of like stares forward, unblinking. If you were to actually touch it, it's like some kind of like polished gem or like gemstones, kind of like making it up, but it's
you would say viscous or jelly.
not quite, but it's pretty eerie. And it is a ring of X-ray vision.
Wow.
Halfling, you really made out.
Well, I'm willing to share. I've already got this nice, sweet dagger.
Yeah.
I came in from outside during all of that in time to see everything that just happened.
So, help me understand this thing we just saw. We're in danger from these whispers, these doppelgangers, but why are they led here? What is... I understand, but we're the pardoned. We've been pardoned. Why are we suddenly targets once again?
Nero, I think I can help answer that. A couple of times ago, one of the times when we were in the Shadow Realms, what's his name? Dags. You know Dags, right?
Dagenra, yes.
Yeah, he had us get him a book, and I brought it to him. It was the Book of Whispers, and another time when we went back, I brought him papers of necromancy and artificing. Ganjor wants all that back, and Dagenra has been studying it, and he has done terrible things to you. Remember when you found Kira?
Yes.
They had those silver armbands on them too when we were down there. So this is all making sense. They're all They're all under Gondor's will, and I'm really freaked out right now. I miss Kark.
I'm not bleeding on you.
Thanks. Thanks.
Well, so Dagonra has the pages. And he's studying the pages.
Yeah, and the book of whispers.
So this element is quite important.
Mm-hmm.
And this doppelganger, you said you've seen it before. Where did you see the doppelganger?
There were 3 doppelgangers that were with the Thieves Guild, and they were just in town, but they weren't evil like this guy. This guy they weren't from the Shadow Realm. They were just in the village. So this really caught me off guard.
We may have a problem with this. Clearly, the Longhouse is no longer safe.
Yeah. Well, it's still on fire, isn't it? Did anybody put the fire out yet?
Well, it was like embers,
You can
right?
see, it was like
Just smoldering.
nothing too substantial. The fire's been put out already, and you can already see that Stray is moving to. He's casting like prestidigitation and mending, and he's like slowly kind of like bringing the kitchen back, like bit by bit.
We're gonna have to close the tavern. We
We are not going to close the tavern, Kayleisha. We will figure this out.
We have to close it for now. We can't let anybody outside of our friends into the Longhouse right now.
Well, we may have to
Stray
retreat.
kind of
Go ahead.
Stray kind of overhearing your conversation, he kind of scoffs and he's like, I thought you were adventurers. You're going to turn tail and run every time someone comes after you?
I'm not turning tailing and running. I'm making it safe for any of the outside patrons so that they don't come in here until we get this figured out. We're going to
make things safe. You need to track down whoever did this to you and give them what for.
Yes, we will. And by the way, Nero, I just realized something. That 50s, if it's gold, that's probably from Kayleisha and I for Kark. So maybe we should keep it aside for him once we do this or something. Just throwing that out there. But we should definitely go after who has done this for Kark.
I agree, but yes, and the gold pieces are right here. That's fine. Ganjor is not one you march up to and challenge.
Well,
We
we
need to
will
prepare
take
for
our
this.
spells and our magic and our words. Right, Twitter? We have words and we've got weapons. We should take him on.
What about that pamphlet? It seems very odd that this doppelganger would be carrying such a regular item. What is that thing?
Oh, we should check it out.
Why is
I
the
don't
girl
know.
smiling?
You want to read it?
Sure.
Okay. So reading through
Twitter.
it seems like a pretty standard brochure for the Tempest Bay Parks and Rec Department. You see kind of like towards the front, just like a list of kind of upcoming activities appropriate to the season. Some like, family game nights and like upcoming festivals and things like that.
Look, the
and
Harvest
kind of like
Festival, that sounds like fun.
exactly.
It's Oktoberfest.
Yeah. And kind of like towards the middle of the back of the pamphlet, you see it basically moves on from events to just kind of like what is available to see and do in Tempest Bay. And you see like a list of different like parks in the area. Parks, forest preserves, that sort of thing. And one of them kind of like catches your eye. And it basically like there's an alphabetical list of parks, and as you get to like the L's, you come across a park called Lunar Park. Whoever wants to, give me a history check.
Alrighty. I can do that.
No, I got a 13.
Oh crap! It fell off the
You
table.
said a history check?
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, I exited out of my D&D.
I got a
Oh, no.
14.
I'm back in.
got-
I'm back in.
I have 3.
Never heard of a history check.
Yeah, it's one of the proficient or a skill. I mean, there's
Mhm.
certain intelligence. If you hit intelligence markers, you get some bonuses there.
So we're throwing a
Oh, yeah.
twice for history.
Mhm.
Okay,
Or you
I-
could just tap the app.
I got that. I did 19.
Okay.
I've never
Okay.
heard of history, so
So Nero, you don't get out much. You don't care for pastimes in Tempest Bay. You're trying to stay low most of the time, so like you have no idea. Twitter and Kalisha, you probably would have heard of Lunar Park at some point, but maybe don't know all that much about it. But Eleonora, you would know that Lunar Park is kind of like one of the major, if parks could be considered a tourist attraction in this land. Lunar Park would probably be up there among the more well-known in Tempest Bay, and it's particularly known and named for this kind of man-made lake in the middle of it that's shaped like a crescent moon.
Crescent moon. He said that.
crescent moon, lunar. Sounds familiar.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wonder if it's
Let
a
me-
portal.
Let me guess. We got to go there at night.
Probably. I think so.
That one's for you, Luna Girl.
Yeah, but where there's the moon, there is the sun, and the sun is about to go get on it.
As much
right.
as we've
What do you
invested
wanna
in
do?
this area, as much as we've invested in this place, this Longhouse, I really believe that we need to vacate the premises and reestablish a new base of operations. We are sitting targets here.
I think maybe we should go to the tavern.
I completely agree.
And
And someone
we need
should
to
let-
tell
We need to let Crack, exactly.
Crack
I mean-
know that his stepbrother is adopted.
His
stepbrother.
God. The legacy of Brad.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's where I'm gonna go first. I don't think that Oakenhoof. I don't think that Sparrow is gonna get to Oakenhoof just yet. So, I would like to take the underground tunnel over to the tavern if that's okay.
So yes, we have a
We
The
have
outhouse.
a secret underground tunnel that goes.
Oh yeah.
There's a cave behind the Longhouse, and we take that cave, and it comes up through an outhouse that is right next to the door of the tavern in the backyard.
I've been
The
told of
Red
the
Five
legends.
And yes, and that is where Kark's adopted stepbrother Crack works.
right. And
I
that,
see,
how
I see.
fitting, really.
Yeah.
So you're suggesting, Kelisha, that we all go up the back way because even though we are pardoned, we're somehow on a radar?
I don't want to. It's daylight. I have weird vibes walking through the
No, I
streets right now.
Completely agree. I completely agree. So we
You
have
guys
to
wanna
like
come
take
with me.
we need to clean out this entire Longhouse of all evidence. We have Vader, we got to take everything.
You're right. You're right. What do we do about Dags?
We'll get him to come along with Stray, and we'll shift our base of operations to the tavern. We have that upstairs room that we've been allowed to have, so we have very similar accommodations there.
Okay. On that note, I go upstairs and I grab my bag of holding. I put Vader on alert that he needs to be watching. I don't know if one of you guys want to go downstairs and tell Dags.
Yeah, I'll go down and talk to both. Well, Stray's right there, so maybe Stray can go and speak to Dags because they're working very closely together on all this magic stuff. Does any of you have some sort of magic warding of some sort, or not a magic mark? It's a typically like you can leave like an invisible symbol or instruction over something, like to let, because the Longhouse has been a collection point for all of the pardons in various stages. But if we just simply, technically you'd think that the Red 5 Tavern would be the the natural gathering place after the Longhouse. So maybe we don't need that, because we can't say where we're going, but we just need to get the hell out of here.
I definitely do not.
I don't believe I have anything like that. And Eleonora hasn't been to the Red 5 Tavern. I have not been to the Red 5 Tavern. So you guys, I will have to follow,
closely.
And
I don't think Twitter hasn't been there either. So yes, the Red 5 Tavern is part of our history.
Yeah. That's where we first landed when we got out of jail. We got out of that filthy prison.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
But I'm definitely in the mood for some battles. I'm in the mood for taking down whoever did this to Kark and took away our favorite coffee maker. So
well, let's hope Crack has learned something. Didn't they go together to the culinary school over spring break?
They did. He was so happy when he got home from that trip. He had a wonderful time. We're not going to be able to defeat Gonjor just like that. We're going to need some time to prepare, to talk to the others. I'm still trying to think of a way that I could tell the others.
I think it's feasible that as the group sort of like meanders in and out, that there are some alliances that we do have, and the safe house would be the Red 5 Tavern, because that's where we all started. So I think it's relatively feasible that seeing the Longhouse essentially abandoned, because Kark ran the place, so unless some squatters take over, and it's okay, it's not burning down, but it's certainly going to be vacated by mostly everybody.
Definitely. And are any of you guys proficient in using a shovel?
I'm +6.
I don't know why that tickled me.
If Ersk was here, I could put him to work, but no.
No.
I think that could generally just be like a strength check.
Yeah, any of you guys
Unless
have strength?
there's like
I'm a +2.
grave diggers implements or something.
I do not have a proficiency in strength.
Yeah, me neither. I am her last choice for strength.
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't
Actually,
be like
no, I take that back.
proficiency. Just
my strength says +2, but it also has a 15. So technically, I'm a paladin. I'm gonna bust some ass. So
it would be you would roll a 20 and then you would add 2 to it, is what that would mean.
So would you like me to do a roll on that,
check.
Dungeon Master?
I mean,
I was just gonna ask you to dig.
You're strong enough that
Yeah.
Yeah, you're strong enough that like digging a hole is not going to be a significant challenge for you, so you don't need to roll for it. You'll
Kaylisha,
just be
what do
able
you
to
need?
it.
What do you need help with then?
I think it only proper that before we leave that we give Kark a proper. Oh wait, are we burying Kark? Does
Are we sure this
anybody
is the
know
real
if
Kark, not a fake doppelganger looking like Kark? Are we?
no, the
100%
doppelganger already changed back when he died.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I know if the swallow got to Oakenhoof? I don't want to just
You get a
leave
reply?
Kark here. If there's a
I mean, you get a reply.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Who
get
knows?
You get a Twitter DM. Sorry.
What should we
Couldn't
do?
resist.
Kaylisha's absolutely distraught and she's not thinking clearly.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to just leave dead Kark there because if Oakenhoof cannot help him, then he does need a proper burial. But we need to go and tell Crack about his brother, and Kaylisha just doesn't know what to do first. She's just kind of emotionally
Hearing that,
losing it.
kind of overhearing your conversation, Stray will like take a second from like cleaning up the place and like seeing Kark on the ground in like the icebox room. They'll just kind of walk over and just like slowly close the door.
That was nice of him. That was nice of him.
He'll go back to cleaning everything up.
Thanks.
So
Stray.
basically, in the freezer, like he's gonna lie in state until you do something about it.
Thanks, Stray. Eleonora, never mind about the shovel right now, but thank you.
Well, we can always do it another time. We can honor
I
him.
feel
another time.
better. Okay.
There are no avenues that are closed, Kaylisha, at this point. If we can reach Oakenhoof, it might be a travel, it might be a strong leap, but it seems to me we need to reach out to the druid who came and saved Eleonora.
Yes. Yes.
But for the time being, we are in grave danger and we need to move.
Okay. I understand.
Movement is life.
I
Sorry,
write
that's
a
line
quick.
from, sorry, never mind. Sorry.
I write a quick sign on the door saying closed, and I draw a picture of the outhouse that's behind the tavern. So anybody who all of the pardoned, they all know that outhouse. So
That's very true.
they'll know to go find
you know,
us
you
there,
know.
like because Venestra is still with the imp and Sprinkles is on a retreat, and everybody knows that what that outhouse looks like, so they'll know to
That's
find
brilliant.
us there.
I love it. That's absolutely cryptic but perfect.
Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
Thank you.
I can see a doppelganger come up. What the hell's with the outhouse?
What?
Nobody else would
All right.
know.
What do you do? What's the plan?
Well, we're all packed up.
Yeah.
Do we travel
head-
to Okinawa, or do we go to the Red 5 Tavern, which you'll have to lead us?
Yeah, we'll do Red 5 Tavern because we have to go check out that park.
And we have to drop off all of our stuff and
Yeah.
tell Crack.
And in the long scheme, we need to avenge Kirk's stuff and find who did this Grand George, and we need to go after him.
Completely agree. He's been chasing us for a long time, and it seems that we are marching towards him very quickly, and this pace is quickened. But as we have said, his power far exceeds ours right now. So everyone, we all caravan it to the Red 5 Tavern through the outhouse. I was going to say the back way, but let's not say it that way.
Shatter's full.
This must be the rear entrance.
Deliveries at the back.
Someone's knocking on the back door.
Yep. All right. So, taking your time to go in through the back door, you make your way out, and you're able to kind of carefully travel to the Red 5 Tavern. We're able to get your own rooms and drop off your stuff. And this probably takes the because Red 5 Tavern, like, where is it in Tempest Bay in relation to the Longhouse? So like across town, down the street?
It's maybe an hour's travel because the Longhouse is on the same side that's close to the side of the bay, and this little, like Keelish was saying, this little back way to get in there literally pop up, and the Red 5 Tavern is near sort of the docks, and the other way, sort of the other area of the
Sister,
so it's definitely an hour's travel at the most to get up the ladder and out the outhouse and back in there. So it's tops an hour. It's very close.
Alfie, I need this.
And offers like complete cover because of trees and sort of the back area and everything like that. So that was the way we were able to sneak in and out of Tempest Bay prior to being pardoned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So kind of taking the safe path through, probably the better part of an hour. By the time you like make your arrangements and pack up all your crap and get moving and get there, it's probably like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. So you're able to get your rooms and plop your stuff down, and basically make it back to your first home. Where do you go from here?
So who's going to speak to Crack?
I will speak to Crack.
Thank you, Kelisha, because I personally haven't met him yet.
You and Twitter haven't met him, and no offense, Nero, but I don't think it's wise for you to tell him.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't think he'll be too broken up about it, but that's fine.
They just took a trip together. So I go over to Crack and tell him the news, and also tell him that we're trying to revive him through resuscitation, and that I contacted my druid friend and, the high priest, and, we're all waiting, and tell him what happened at the Longhouse, and now Crack is not Crack. Yeah, Crack is all up to date.
Don't know why you're going to all the trouble just to bring him back. I'm surprised he made it this long, honestly.
You just took a trip with him.
Yeah, but he's my brother.
He's your adopted stepbrother.
Exactly.
I told you.
Kobolds have a very different...
Yeah.
Kobolds do not have a precious attachment to life that most humanoids do.
I know.
Especially the adopted ones.
Yeah.
I'm just going to roll my eyes and shake my head and say, "Come on, Vader." And I go upstairs and bring Vader, to his new room. Get him some water.
All right.
What is Vader again? He's
just a regular wolf. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah, he's just a regular wolf.
Right.
And I set my little wolf skin pouch next to Vader, because if Sprinkles should come back in the middle of the night, that gnome is sneaky. Like, who knows when Sprinkles might show up. So I put a wolf skin pouch. Yeah. I made a wolf skin pouch when we were in the Snowlands.
Yes.
So, like when you sit next to Vader, Vader's just looking like very uncomfortably at it.
Oh, he didn't like him. He didn't like that wolf anyway. So
Like made
these
by
were
John Wayne
evil
Gacy.
wolves. Yeah.
Oh my god!
You can imagine
Yikes.
someone plopping down like a human skin purse next to you. It's like, oh, I'll be back. What?
Vader knows that that's where Sprinkle sleeps.
Good for Sprinkles.
Yeah. Vader
Thanks,
loves
Buffalo
man.
Bill.
Vader loves Sprinkles.
Oh boy.
And then I
Nero, what are
introduce
you-
Crack to Eleonora and Twitter.
Nice to meet you, Crack. Would you like a chip?
Is it spicy?
Cheesy.
Just like quickly grab it.
I'll share. Any of my other friends want some?
No, thank you. I'm good.
No, thank you.
I'll
It's
take
all
a few.
right.
That's fine.
I
Yep.
am too upset to
I'll
eat.
share. I'll share. We need our strength.
I'm too upset
Yes.
to eat.
There you go.
So I asked Kalisha, so how did Crack take the news about Cock?
You were right, Halfling. He didn't care.
Well, he didn't seem too enamored with him when he broke the news that he was adopted, so I'm not that surprised. However, if I remember correctly, we're going to have to expect a step down on the quality of food and beverage here at the Red 5 Tavern. Seems that Cock took an extra liking to making things taste good.
Kirk was one of a kind. He really was the best kobold I ever met.
He was special.
And then I
He
start
was
crying
definitely-
again.
Oh, God.
Oh.
He checks his sundial watch.
Hey, Alicia, are you sure you don't want chip? This is called therapeutic eating.
No, no thanks. I'm good. I'm good.
So is the general consensus here that we need to make our way to this park after dark?
Maybe we should rest and regain some strength.
Yeah, because it's early in the afternoon, right, Dungeon Master?
Yeah. You could. It's too early to take like a long rest, but you could take a short rest at any time if you want.
Awesome. I'm going to go upstairs and meditate then.
Okay. And do we? Well, I guess we would know. So that Eleonora knows where the location is, right? Where the of the park that we need to go to.
Yeah, and if she didn't know, then it's like outlined on the brochure.
Cool.
Where to go to find it.
Well, friends, do we want to spend more time here at the tavern, or do we want to head on down to the parks and rec and check this out? But be prepared. Have your daggers ready, as well as your spells.
Especially if we're traveling at night, we best do that. Especially with what villains are tracking us at this moment.
And
What say you, Twitter?
I'd say nighttime is probably the best to go.
Okay. So yeah, let's rest and just sort of hang tight until we feel it's dark enough and right time enough to go.
Okay. I'm already resting.
Right,
I'm
and
already.
you're not crying anymore. Either.
Meditating,
Yeah,
Crying.
I'm meditating.
writing sad poetry.
Yeah. Reading my Sylvia Plath novel. My
Listening
book of
to,
poetry.
listening to emo music.
Yeah.
I tell Nero and Twitter
numb.
we're gonna have to get Kalisha pumped up. Like we have to get her to be angry and to get some revenge with us, because Kirk needs it.
But until then, ixnay on mentioning Arc A. Hint, hint.
Arkham?
Yes. So yeah, we wait till nighttime and we head out to the park. So we'll follow Eleonora as she leads us there.
All right.
All right. So
Out we go.
nightfall comes, and kind of like looking out over Tempest Bay, you could see like the moon begin to rise, and you make your way out to Lunar Park, and
Hold up. Sorry, Dungeon Master. Before we
Yes.
do that, Nero, we should probably go get Kaylisha so she's with us. I mean, she loves the moon, so I am
Oh,
sure.
no, yeah, no, I figured we were all going at this point. Yeah, like,
Okay.
yeah, it's all of us.
yep.
The
So
moon's her thing.
as you make your way to Lunar Park, you could see that it's this pretty serene, kind of enchanting park, kind of nestled within the bustling city of Tempest Bay, and there you could see like lush greenery of towering trees, very well manicured shrubs, and like vibrant flower beds, and it's actually like quite nice. You weren't expecting this kind of a well-maintained, well-manicured park in Tempest Bay of all places, but here it is. At the kind of like the heart of the park, there lies this big like crescent-shaped pond, and you could see that its surface is kind of like shimmering liquid silver underneath the moonlight. And you can see like these willow trees kind of draping their branches over the water's edge. And there's like a quaint like stone bridge which kind of like spans the narrowest part of the crescent, like allowing kind of pedestrian traffic to cross over, and basically give you like a view of the water from different vantage points. During the day, this park is like a pretty popular spot for locals, but during like the moonlit night, it's pretty much deserted. You see like the odd, person here or there kind of like making their way through. And kind of like as you approach the lake itself, there's pretty much nobody around. You see what appears to be like the caretaker of the park, like off in the distance, and he seems to be like trimming some shrubs. But that's about it. You see like these, like a grove of trees and bushes near the pond's edge. And as you kind of approach, you can see that probably within like an hour or so, the moon itself is basically going to be like straight up above the lake.
Wow. Lovely.
So, what do you do?
Wow. I think we should take a moment to appreciate the shrubbery. Stop! Why do you say such things?
Oh, good lord.
You said shrubbery. Sorry.
Yeah, I set myself up for that one.
So does that mean we got to cut down the tallest tree with a herring?
Herring!
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I would like to look around to see if there are any carvings on anything that might give any hints as to what might happen when the moon is directly overhead.
Okay, just before you leave, there's a caretaker here at night, trimming shrubs.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
And his name
Okay.
is Roger.
You're absolutely right, Nero. You're absolutely right.
Has he taken notice of us? Has Roger taken notice of us?
His back is to you. It doesn't seem like he's noticed your arrival. If you do look around, you would see kind of like an information board near the shore of the lake.
May I
Wow.
do a perception check just so I can see what's all around me or how much I can
Sure,
see?
go ahead.
Right. Come on. 15. 15. And let me see. Do I have anything else? Just seeing. Oh, Okay, I know. Well, no, my census is at 14, but I rolled a 15. So there you go.
Okay. So just taking a look around, you see kind of everything mentioned before. The caretaker kind of like off in the distance, the kind of information board near the shore of the lake. And you also notice that there appear to be these kind of like metal sculptures at the very tips of the crescent of the moon. And they appear to be like continuations of the crescent points, but just kind of like in a smooth kind of arc upward. There's some kind of like artistic installation on each edge of the corners of the crescent moon, and they appear to be placed there deliberately. You'll probably suss out that this lake is probably man-made and not like a natural phenomenon. And that's probably all that you would notice with that perception check.
Okay. Sorry, Sorceress Glinda's here, and we really need Glinda tonight. We haven't had her since before we started.
Eleonora, did you already use your truth spell back in the
I
tavern,
did not
back
get
in the
to.
Longhouse?
No, I did not get to. use
Okay,
it.
I thought you
I wish I would have been
casted
able to. I should have come with you. I should have come with you. So I think we could probably still use it and maybe get somewhere before we start battle.
I look at Twitter and Nero and Eleonora and say, last time I went to train with my druid circle, I went to the Strixhaven school, and I learned how to cast hideous laughter on somebody. It makes him fall down, he can't get back up. He's completely prone and incapacitated. Maybe if I do that, and Eleonora, you can put your truth on him and we can question him.
Agreed. I think we totally could. I do also have Hideous Laughter 2 as a spell, so I think we can totally, between the two of us and our back, with Nero and Twitter, I think we can at least get something going.
What do you think, Twitter and Nero?
Sounds like a plan. We need to make sure this somewhat odd person trimming shrubbery at night is vetted before we try and ascertain what we're supposed to be doing here. And he seems quite out of place. And the last time, just hours ago, the person who was out of place nearly killed us. So I completely agree.
Okay.
I concur.
I need you all to stand back 30 feet so that you guys don't start laughing too.
Okay.
All right.
Well met.
All right. I'm going to use it, and the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone.
Okay. What's the DC?
It is 14.
Okay. So kind of like focusing your magical energy on the caretaker. You cast Hideous Laughter, and without even he's basically like trimming the shrubs, and as soon as you cast it, it just kind of like freezes in place for a second. And it just collapses on the floor laughing, it collapses on the ground laughing. Just like these deep guffaws as he's just kind of completely incapacitated by this laughing fit.
Nice. Very cool.
Awesome.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. I look at Eleonora and say, you're up.
All right. So, because I have to be within 15 feet, a feet of the caretaker, I come up closer, 15 feet of a caretaker, and I cast Zone of Truth. Again, in Zone of Truth, you can create a magical zone for the cards against depiction in a 15-foot radius of sphere centered on the point. The range is 60 feet. However, the duration is 10 minutes.
The laughing
So you,
only lasts for 1 minute with mine.
Okay,
But
so you're basically like casting
We
it like
already
over
had
his
'em
position.
thrown, so.
Okay, so you cast it and you can feel the kind of like divine energy that abhors lies and dishonesty and deception of all kinds and just purifies that, seeking only the truth. And you kind of center that energy over him as he's just kind of like uncontrollably laughing. And as you approach, you see kind of like a older gentleman, kind of like fair skin. He's got like the kind of like gardening gloves on and like the overalls and just kind of general outfit of like a of an arborist, a worker of plants. Ooh. And
Nice.
he's like rolling and like crying, laughing, but in between that he's saying just like, "Oh, please don't hurt me, like what do you want?" Oh, and just like trying to get it through laughing, but like he's like wheezing, he's laughing so hard.
I know this also says until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn, there must be a charisma saving throw. And on a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius.
What's the DC on that? What's your spell DC?
It doesn't say. I'd have to actually go into something farther in. It doesn't say.
It's probably on your sheet somewhere, because the DC depends on like your spell casting ability and level.
I will have to. Hold up. Let me go back into the app then. Sorry, this is.
I think it's a failure because he rolled a 4, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Good thing to know for future.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just using cards that has it, but actually doesn't write that.
Yeah, just because like that's gonna change depending on what your spell casting ability score is and like your level, because you add your proficiency bonus to it. Mm-hmm. So you'll have to refer to your character sheet. Okay. But yeah, he fails, so he can not tell a deliberate lie.
I'm going to look at Nero and Twitter and say, you guys are up now.
So what's a decisive question that we can ask that is so clear that he can't lie and not, like Eleanor was saying, use the boundaries of truth to avoid? I mean, we could ask straight up, are you a member of the Whispers?
Yeah,
he's like still like laughing and like almost like in a painful way, like he's being forcefully tickled, and he just like shakes his head and he's like, no.
Do you know where we can find them?
Ooh.
I don't even know who they are. Again, like it takes him like 15-20 seconds just to say that because he's laughing. How powerful, because he's laughing so much. Yeah.
I'm going to ask, why in the world are you trimming hedges in the middle of the night?
Great question.
I think about this point, like a minute would pass, and he basically takes like 30 seconds just to like collect himself and catch his breath, and he's like, "I can't be doing that to an old timer like me. Like, Ticker will give out."
What's the caretaker's name from Simpsons? The
Scottish guy, the Scottish dude. It's after 11 p.m. Eastern time, so Alicia's brain doesn't work at this point.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Why exactly are you trimming the hedges in the middle of the night?
He'll just, as soon as he collects himself, he's just like, I'm the gardener, and sometimes I just can't sleep, so I just go out and trim the hedges, and I don't really like people anyway, so works for me. Nice and peaceful and quiet,
Yeah, I feel you. I don't like people either.
I'll just kind of nod.
Groundskeeper Willie.
That's it.
I thought,
it.
I thought his name was Roger. What the hell?
Not anymore.
Name's a Walt.
Grounds, groundskeeper Willie.
Walt.
So
Name's Waltif. You can call me Walt if you want.
I'm still calling him Roger.
Kaylee gives him a purple flower.
That you like plucked from his own garden.
and destroyed.
He's like looking at. He is very confused. He's like asking, like, what are you doing here? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, we didn't take any chances with this guy. Wow. I asked him if he has noticed any weird or out of place activities here after dark, especially as the moon is.
I mean, other than you guys showing up and making me laugh.
Yeah, aside from us.
Oh yeah, we get a lot of looky-loos that come around here to see the lunar completion. We a couple nights ago, I saw some people in like hooded robes skulking around. I mean, I don't pay them any mind. They don't pay me any mind, Don't want to cause any trouble. Just want to trim my hedges.
Where did these people with the hooded robes come from? Which direction?
I just kind of like try to remember, and he's like, maybe back that a ways, and he'll kind of point to kind of like the general area where if the crescent moon-shaped lake were to complete to like a full moon, kind of like where the apex of that would be.
Yeah.
Right. Gotcha.
Nice.
I won't want to miss it that the completion's about to happen.
So let's book it. Let's get there.
Yeah. Let's continue on.
I'm going to say thank you, groundskeeper. What was his name again?
Walt.
Roger.
Walter.
Right. You guys change all my names. Aaron gives a name and you stick with his. Thank you very much. You jerks.
I was gonna call him groundskeeper Willie.
I didn't give him a dongable name.
Or a French one name.
He's learned already. He knows better.
I'm going to thank him. I'm going to apologize for making an old man laugh, but tell him I did not want to hurt him. So, bye.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Your kids have fun.
So sorry.
Stay off the grass.
All right.
So we make our way to that point. Yeah.
Running over to it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And takes maybe like 10 minutes for things to line up correctly, but as the moon kind of goes overhead, the reflected light from it kind of hits the lake, and the light reflects off of it in such a way that those like kind of scooped corners that have been like installed there, they kind of reflect the light in such a way that the moonlight itself kind of like because it's like, I guess it would be like waxing gibbous, so it's like a 3/4 moon, so it's not as bright as a full moon, but still fairly bright for a moonlit night. But even taking that into account, this kind of like disc of brighter moonlight kind of fills in the rest of the lake, and in particular, the kind of like scooped points at the end, they kind of shine this like brilliant silver, and they, whether it's by flaw or by intentional design, there's like these narrow bands of light that are kind of like reflected off of them, and they kind of meet at a point. It's almost like, like when a shadow, like when light is casting a shadow off of an object, and there's like two sources of light, and you get like the penumbra and umbra, where it's like the shadows in
Mhm.
like two different directions. It's kind of like
Yeah,
that, but
yeah.
for light. And they kind of meet at the apex of that full moon disc. And
Jeez.
you kind of go to that spot, and whoever wants to give me an investigation check, go ahead. See what you find.
Oh, I'll do
Yeah,
one.
let's do it.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that. I'm not.
Dang.
Let me do mine. 16 plus 3, 19.
Natty 20, baby.
Oh,
Hey!
dang.
Natty
Woohoo!
20.
Sweet.
Okay. So if you go to that point, you would find basically like right where the points meet. You would see like some kind of plaque, and on it is kind of like a pedestal with like a carved, like full figure statue of what appears to be a deity of some kind.
Mhm.
And kind of checking the plaque, you would see it would be Saloon, kind of the
Mhm.
goddess of the moon.
Of the moon.
And just some, and on the plaque itself, it's just basically like boring tourist museum-y kind of information about like the lunar park itself and the artist and who like constructed the lake and everything like that. But Kalisha, you're sensing that you're like onto something, but like the pieces aren't quite fitting together enough. And you basically, where the points meet, the points of light meet, you basically follow one of them as if it were to continue on, and it kind of like continues on into this like overgrowth, kind of like almost like grassland, like plains, kind of grass growth, and kind of like you take a minute to search around there, and suddenly your foot strikes something hard, and kind of like bending down and looking through, even though it's night, it's still lit up bright enough for you to see. Your hand touches like the corner of like a piece of wood, and as you kind of like feel it out, you discover what appears to be a trap door.
Oh, holy crap! Where'd you get that? Jeez.
Ooh,
That's a
It's the
Oh my
trap door.
God. Jeez.
synchronicity!
It's like a moon. My God.
Wow,
Ready.
Jeez.
Made of wood.
I did not plan that.
All right. Those are called
I told
goosebumps
you.
right there.
One with
Yay,
the
natty
moon.
20.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you feel it out, and you can feel what appears to be like a rope handle kind of built into the trap door.
Okay. Guys, come here. Look what I found. Look what I found.
That is cool. Well done, Kalisha. That was
Thank you. Thank you.
quite amazing.
That was awesome.
I knew
I
you
love
were one
moon
with the moon.
stuff, guys. I love moon stuff.
And did you say that the just a total aside, the moon goddess name is Saloon?
Yeah.
Like, how do you spell that?
Selune. Yeah, Selune.
I mean, that's like saloon, you know, like a nighttime like saloon.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a bar? Oh,
There-
that's cool.
There's like, it might be pronounced differently than that. That's how I say it. There's like weird accent marks on some of the letters, so I could be saying it wrong. But
That's pretty cool, though. All right. Okay. Cool. Anyways, cool. All right. Trapdoor.
Trapdoor.
mm-hmm.
Should we go down? Who wants to go down?
Who has dark vision?
60 feet.
So at least you can open the door and take a look down and see what you see.
All right. That's a better idea. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have 60 feet also.
Nice. Cool.
I'm pretty sure I don't have night vision.
don't think Aarakocras do.
No, I don't.
Okay. So I would like to. I'm readying myself though, just in case. Like, guys, have my
Okay.
back. I don't know what's on the other side of this door.
Mhm.
You're being careful and responsible. Yep.
Yep. I'll grab
And
out
I
my. It's too.
open the door, and I look down there. Did you want me to roll for perception?
Yes. Roll for perception with disadvantage
With disadvantage.
because you don't have a
That's-
good light source.
Okay.
Dark vision like basically lets you make the perception check at all, but it's done with disadvantage because it's dark, and you can't see detail, only like shades of gray. If you had a light
Alrighty.
source, then that'd be a different story.
I rolled a 15 and a 16, so we'll go with the 15.
15? Okay. You open up the trap door and it kind of like creaks as you open it. This kind of like very old wood. And you see basically like a spiral staircase descending downwards.
Mhm.
And you could see it goes down about 30 feet before it reaches the bottom. And it appears to be some kind of like stone floor. You see what appears to be maybe an entrance to like another chamber, but it's kind of hard to tell from this distance.
And I just told the rest of the gang what I just saw.
Who picked up the ring from earlier?
Nero.
Yeah, I have it, but I haven't given it to anybody. It's whoever wants it. But yes, but I have it in my I do not have it equipped though. And it was ring
Not
of
there. Ring of X-ray vision. All right, who's going in first?
I will I'll hold up the ring and said, "We have this little piece of treasure here from the doppelganger.
Are you gonna?
I have a ring of invisibility. Would anybody else like to have it?"
I
Who would
have.
best help in this group amongst us? Who would it best help? I have 60 feet vision. Who would serve best with this ring? That's
Well,
I
why
have no dark.
I
no
have
dark vision.
no dark vision.
Okay. So why don't you take it and see what you see down there?
Okay.
So I hand it to Twitter.
So I take it and equip it, and then
Cool.
take a look.
All right. As you kind of like slip it on and kind of activate it, it's kind of weird. Your vision kind of shifts where you could see everything with normal detail, but it's almost like an additional layer in Photoshop has been turned on, and you can almost see like the wireframe kind of models of everything in front of you, where you can see like in depth and almost like through them. It's very weird, and it takes like a second to get used to, but it's almost like you have X-ray vision and can kind of like see through things.
Ah, geez,
at
Nero,
least,
why
like-
aren't you wearing underwear?
After what happened in Longhouse, you would understand.
He did. He
didn't realize
did drop
Nero's
his
wearing
back
a
there.
kilt.
It wasn't laundry day. I have nothing to replace it with. Don't blame me.
Yeah.
So kind of getting used to it, you notice that you can almost like a camera shifting focus to something like close or far away. You can kind of control like how much depth you see or don't see at something that you're looking at, up to a limit, of course. I think it's like 1 foot of stone or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Twice.
Oh,
I
but-
shot myself twice,
Great.
just to be accurate.
All right. So Twitter, you're going down first.
Yeah, I'm gonna work my way down there and equip probably my crossbow. Yeah, it'd probably be a good idea.
Okay.
I don't think my daggers doesn't do much. Yeah.
So making your way down, you go down the kind of narrow spiral staircase, and you're in kind of like a somewhat large stone chamber, which seems to have been not like immaculately built, but not crude either. Seems to be mostly functional. And as you walk forward, you could see the next chamber over kind of has torches already lit and kind of illuminating the space. It's not like a huge deal of light being cast, but enough for you to make out the basic geometry of the room without dark vision. And it so far appears to be deserted. You can kind of get like the whiffs of incense being burned or having been burned. You're not quite sure which, but Seems deserted.
Okay.
As he makes his way down, I'll head down as well. I have a torch and tinder, so I'll light that and then start making my
Okay.
way down and just sort of hold that because I don't have dark vision. I think it does make sense that maybe one person stays outside and keeps the trapdoor closed, just for sort of not attracting too much attention to us, plus not getting attacked from behind like we did last time. So I don't know if Kalisha or Eleanor would like to stay topside and just sort of keep an eye out.
Eleonora, do you want to?
I can do whatever you guys feel is best. I mean, I can stay behind and protect, or I can go in front and help to protect.
I found this trap door. I have a really big interest as to what's in it.
If you would like to go, I can stay here.
Okay.
You know what?
Thanks.
How about you two go down? I don't have dark vision. I'll stay upside.
Okay.
Oh,
We can do
okay.
that.
Only if you that's okay.
I'm blind as a bat.
Thanks, Halfling.
Yeah, we don't want you then to get any more blinder then.
Thank you. So they go down. I close the trap door behind them.
Mhm.
I extinguish
Is
my
Twitter
torch, I
staying
guess,
up?
at this point.
Is Twitter staying up then?
No,
No,
I'm
he's
already
already
down.
down there.
Yeah, he's
that's
downstairs.
right,
Yeah,
that's
he's
right.
down there. Yeah.
Yes, sorry. Yes. Okay. Yes.
So I close
So
the door
Twitter-
behind them, and I just sort of
Okay.
sit in some bushes and just sort of keep an eye on what's going on.
Okay. Are you
Careful,
trying
you're
not to be
wearing
seen?
Undies.
Do you
Don't
have to
sit
bring
on-
that up? All right. I'm
Don't
going
sit on
commando.
any-
Are you happy?
Nice elderberries.
No.
Don't sit on any sharp sticks over
No,
there, Nero.
No, I'm not happy at all. I had to see that.
Nero, are
Wow.
you trying to remain
Sticks.
hidden?
Yeah, I'm embarrassed right now. Apparently, I got twig and berries going on. Yes, I am very much attempting to be hidden from bad people and my fellow compatriots. Apparently,
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
okay, I have a plus 10 on that. That would be a 29.
Pretty good. Okay. So you're used to hiding wherever you can, finding cover and concealment wherever possible, and you're able to blend in pretty well with the grass around you.
Nice. I ready
Okay.
a hand crossbow with poison just in case.
Sounds good. All right. Camera cuts to the rest of you. Camera cuts to the rest of you in this chamber. As you kind of proceed forward, you can make out some more details about this area. It appears to be a temple of some kind, and you could see kind of like there's kind of like a rectangular area that you're walking into, and then perpendicular to that, there's like a smaller, narrower area, which that area seems to be lined along the walls with statues of different deities. You can recognize some of them as you go in. Others are more foreign, unknown to you. But kind of like most prominent of them all is like at the very end of that area, a much larger version of the saloon statue that you saw earlier outside. And you could see kind of like at the foot of each of these statues of these deities appears to be some kind of symbol associated with them. You're kind of too far away right now to make out which ones are which. But as you kind of get closer, you get a stronger sense of incense or stronger scent of incense. And you start to hear this kind of like faint chanting going on from what appears to be a single voice. And it's in a language that you actually, does anyone speak Infernal?
No.
Okay.
Twitter,
So-
Eleonora.
Mm-mm.
No, I do not.
Okay, so you hear something like Kandosi Sakarota Vodean, Kandosi Sakarota Vodean, just over and over again. From this kind of like hunched
Kalima.
robed figure.
Sorry.
Kaylee's
as you
just
kind of
freaked out.
as you kind of approach, the chanting suddenly stops, and the hooded figure kind of like turns to face you, and he basically says, like, "What are you doing here? This is Thursday. The sanctity of this place has been fouled." And he will basically make this quick, like, magic gesture, and you see this, like, kind of like swirling red, like vortex kind of open up on the ground, and this demonic figure appears out of the ground, and it takes the form of basically a giant gorilla with, like, kind of bluish skin, red eyes, and like bright orange fur. And this thing's easily like 8 feet tall. And it is just this hulking thing, kind of like, and it looks pissed off. And that is a Barlgura. So I need everyone to go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, crap.
Oh my god.
Holy crap. I got 11.
Hot
Kelisha,
dang it.
11.
Holy moly.
Good riddance. I rolled a 20.
Natty 20.
Hey!
Woohoo!
What's your initiative bonus?
To kick his ass and take no name. I'm sorry.
What's your dexterity?
Ever since Kirk and I have Kayleisha, that I'm just like, damn it.
What's your dexterity bonus?
My dexterity is it says -1, but then I have an 8, whatever that means. We all know what that
Well,
means.
is there a plus above it?
It's a -1.
Okay, so your initiative would be 19.
19.
Oh, well, that's bull. We'll just take the dirty
Well.
20 and call it a day.
That's what happens when you make dex your dump stat. All right, Nero, what did you get?
Oh, shoot. Sorry. I'm outside, but of course that's fine. Oh, wonderful. 3 plus...
Naughty girl.
That's 7.
You're naughty.
10. All right, and Twitter?
16.
Okay. All right. Eleonora barely gets to go first.
Barely. Holy moly.
I get to go first.
Mm-hmm.
Eleanor's thinking. Eleanor is thinking. I am thinking. Okay, so this creature, I can't talk to him. Crap.
Why not?
Well, because he speaks different language.
Maybe he speaks
The-
multiple languages.
Mm-hmm.
Giant gorilla dude or the robed figure?
Either or.
Because the robed figure just spoke to you in common
Oh.
after he was done chanting.
Oh. Okay, so I approach, if I'm able to, the roped person and I just ask, who are you? What's happened? Just to kind of get some insight, because I want more insight at this point before I do my next move.
Kind of approaching closer, you see that while kind of humanoid in shape, like all the limb proportions are off. And you see that underneath the robe, this is actually a knoll. Kind of like a giant, like, hyena dog man
Wow.
thing.
Dang.
And he would reply, I serve the cult of Yinagu. Who are you?
I'm Eleonora. Are you, since you're roped, are you in trouble? Or are you, what happened?
Do you have a reservation?
Oh, I see what's happened.
Thursday nights are for Yinagu.
I do not, but are you
It's just
able-
like kind of put up a hand and like stay the Barogura from taking any further action?
Keep going, Eleanor. Keep going.
If I'm able to use, can I use my divine sense again? Or actually, no. Oh, or shoot, I kind of look back at Alicia and Nero. Should I throw out the zone of truth, or should I do some divine sense? Because I think I can go either way with this guy.
Well, I'm
I
far
think
away from
your
you.
zone of truth can only be used once per sesh because that's your
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right, so if I can use divine sense, because as an action I can detect good and evil until the end of my turn. Actually, of my next turn. And I don't know if it's still good from the last time. So
What's your charisma modifier?
oh heck yeah, that's high. My charisma is 16. Well, it's +3, but there's a 16 underneath it. Actually,
Okay, so
no,
you have 4
another
daily
area.
uses.
I'm
You
sorry.
have 4 daily uses. You already used one back at the kitchen. So yeah,
yes.
you can still use divine sense if you want.
Yep. So yes, I would like to use my divine sense and to find out more information before I fully take out my swords and shield. Knock this
Okay,
out.
let me check my notes here for 1 second. Okay, so as you kind of reach out with your divine sense, kind of like calling upon your god or goddess's kind of divine energy and using it to like kind of suffuse your senses, you would instantly get that like noxious smell. Like this time, it's more like burnt hair, and you would get that from both the knoll in front of you and from the Barlgura, who you would identify as a fiend. They kind of like light up this kind of like iridescent yellow outline in your vision.
Mhm.
And what else? You would also detect throughout this whole temple, weirdly enough, like a mixture of both like consecrated religious items and desecrated religious items. And looking around at like the deities represented in this temple, you see a mix of both like good and evil deities. It's
Mhm.
very weird.
Hmm.
This is not what you would expect to see in a temple.
All right.
So yeah, this Knoll's talking to you. He's not like actively attacking you, but he's still like on edge and tense and waiting for your next move.
Okay. Good sir, if I may, can you tell me a little bit more? Wait, I can charm him. Wait,
Ooh, charm
I
would be good. Yes,
I think I can. Hold on.
because he'd become your ally. That would be fantastic.
how long does that work or last for?
Okay, yes, I can charm a person as underneath my bard. The casting time would
That's right. You're a bard
is-
paladin.
a bard and pal. Yeah. So an attempt to charm a humanoid you can use within range. It must take a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by me until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. So you guys, we can't do anything completely harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. It's the only downside.
How long does that last for?
1 hour.
Okay.
Oof, nice.
All right.
And they're not in combat right now, right? He's already called off his celestial beast there.
Yeah.
Go for it. Do it. That sounds fantastic.
Let me go ahead and add it, and yeah, let's go. We're gonna charm him.
Okay. What's the DC on that saving throw?
DC. DC. Hold up. That's something underneath me, correct?
Yeah, it'll tell you what they need to roll within the description of the spell usually.
Oh, I thought I
It
just
should
said
be in
it.
your like spell casting area.
Yeah. Do you have the app up on your phone?
Yes, I am. I just had it up
Okay.
too. I just
If you click on it, it'll say it in there.
dang it. Oh, it must be charm person. Hold on. I have charms. I have VS, whatever that means.
You're casting with wisdom, right?
Correct. Wisdom.
What's your wisdom modifier?
Sorry, now let me go back out. My wisdom modifier is a plus. Well, the saving throw it's +4, but on top it's like a +1/12.
Okay, so it's a +1. And
Or
then what
+4
is your proficiency bonus?
Today. Proficiency.
Like level 8, it's like a +3 or +4.
I think so.
Okay, so your DC would be either like 13 or 14. He rolled a 5, so he's not going to make that.
Wow. Very cool.
He is considered charmed. He regards you as a friendly acquaintance. So you kind of like reach out with your divine magic and kind of turn his countenance, and he suddenly looks like a lot less aggressive, and he just says, "You're here."
Yes, I'm here. I have brought some acquaintances. Can you tell me more about this place? And I kind of look at Kaylisha and Nero like, just kind of.
Nero's not here. He's outside
Yeah,
in the bushes.
yeah.
I'm sorry,
Twitter.
Kaylisha and Twitter, and kind of like motion towards them, like, you know, we're
We're in.
good. We're in.
Yeah.
Surprised you've never been to the Lunar Temple of Cults.
Oh, I know. It looks quite lovely. Can you tell me us more about it?
Well, if every cult had its own temple, then there'd be a lot of temples around, and cults want to stay hidden. So we decided to build one in secret and share it. Lolth has Mondays, Sirik has Tuesdays, Baphomet has Wednesdays,
So
and Enahig has Thursdays. The Whispers have whenever it's waxing gibbous. But that was 2 days ago.
Whispers. What can you tell us about the Whispers?
I don't know much. It's kind of a don't ask, don't tell kind of thing with what goes on here. Who's using the space, but so I couldn't say, but whenever it's waxing gibbous, they're here.
My friend, I'm just curious. Do you know where they went?
Nope. I just show up here Thursday nights, unless it's a waxing gibbous. You know, I make my sacrifices, perform my rituals, and then I leave, just like every other cult here.
This is like a rental hall for cults, basically.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm upstairs, but that's just a curiosity
It's
thing.
like
It's okay.
It's like a YMCA for cults.
Exactly.
Kira,
This cult has a lot of personality in here.
Oh, sorry. And he'll make another gesture, and the burl girl would like the vortex opens up, and you see like this giant like demonic hand just like reach up out of the vortex, and you see this kind of like iron band collar around the Barlgura. It'll just like grab it and just like pull him back down into the floor, and the vortex will close.
Ooh.
Wow.
We get a little jumpy sometimes. My apologies.
What was that?
I can
Was
summon-
that his mode of travel?
Yannick allows us to summon fiends to defend ourselves and defend his cause.
Gotcha.
Any half-decent cultist could do it.
Gotcha. Cult of personality.
We got some water, some snacks in the back if you want some.
Stale coffee.
Exactly.
Ken,
So,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your talk.
Combat's over, by the way. At least for now.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. So basically, we're not going to see the Whisperers again for, if the waxing gibbous was 2 days ago, then we still have 26 days before they come back. Is that correct, friend?
Yeah, I guess. They really like the moon or something.
I kind of dare with,
They built that,
me and the
built
moon
that
are like
statue back
this.
there and built that statue back there. Somehow managed to get it bigger than everybody else.
I
Maybe
absolutely
they
love
built
it.
this place. I don't know.
That is definitely a thing of beauty over there. So
Yeah, and getting a better look, you could see the statues. Like each of the deities have like their own like symbol at the foot, kind of like in a round emblem kind of shape, and that remains true for Saloon. You see within like the kind of round emblem, kind of like canvas that all the emblems are kind of etched into. This one has the symbol of like a crescent moon in it. And Twitter, as you kind of like get a closer look, you could see that there's like some depth to it with your X-ray vision. There appears to be like a compartment of some kind in that.
Ooh.
Okay. But I'm the only one that can see that.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Twitter, what shape is that compartment?
How did you know there was a compartment?
He's one with the moon.
Gotta cover
No metagaming.
that up.
I didn't say anything.
I'm going to cover that up, and I just detected his thoughts. So sorry about that.
I'm going to start walking
Oops.
back up the stairs
Okay.
because I find nothing of interest here yet.
But
Not even the secret container.
Well, I'm not going to go digging in it when there's people here.
oh, Twitter, wait. Twitter, wait.
Yeah, come with me. I need to talk to you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, friend.
Yes,
Thanks
bye, friend.
for the chat.
Yes,
Have fun with your cult of personalities.
Come back anytime, except Thursdays. And he returns to continuing his ritual.
We've got an hour with this charm, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, you guys come out?
Yeah, they come out safely.
So I tell everybody what I saw in there.
Well, if I see them come out of the trapdoor, I go to them as well.
Okay.
Twitter.
So yeah, you basically like come out and like you're looking for Nero, and like 1 second he's not there, and then like the next second he's just like next to you.
Next second you trip over him. Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
So, what did you guys see down there? What happened?
Oh, there was a whole
There were
bunch
some
of things.
there were some cultists there, and they basically rent it out, and every cult gets their own day. And the folks that we're looking for were here 2 days ago and won't be here again for like another month.
They only meet Nero on the waxing gibbous moon, which was 2 days ago. There's 28 days in a lunar cycle, so that means that they will be here next, all of them, in 26 days.
Yeah.
But Twitter was telling us about what he saw with his
There was
X-ray
this
vision
little
ring.
secret compartment in the what was it? Where did I see it?
In
It's
the
at the base of the saloon.
saloon.
Oh,
statue.
right.
Yeah,
saloon
the moon
statue.
goddess.
Yeah, the base of the saloon statue, there was like a little secret compartment kind of.
Mhm.
And this cultist is okay with us just going down there and investigating?
Well, I mean, Eleonora, like,
Eleonora, why don't you tell
charmed him.
Nero?
I put
Ah.
my arm on him.
Mm-hmm.
So we should take full advantage of that charm.
I tried a little bit. Not fully. I mean, I could go back if needed to be.
I mean, yeah, we can. If the charm is still in effect, we could go back down there and charm him and tell him to leave or something, so we can go investigate.
I mean, you get the sense, Eleonora, that if you were to go down there and try to open that up, it would basically be like if you had a friend over at your house and they like help themselves to something in the fridge. Like it wouldn't be cause for alarm.
Oh, okay. So I tell Nero and Twitter and Kalisha in regards to this gentleman, this character of sorts, that I get this feeling that he's not like a really bad dude. Like he'd actually come over into our dwelling and he would just like start, I don't know, maybe cooking or baking or just opening up my fridge and like just making stuff at home.
Perhaps he can make a good cup of coffee. We need one.
I was
apparently.
thinking just the same thing. We could really use. I mean, maybe it's Kark in disguise. Who knows?
Well, then perhaps we should read Descend and see what we can get out of this one.
Sounds like a plan.
Twitter, I just wanted to ask you, when you were looking at that little indentation, did it look anything like the inside of the box when Nero grabbed that ring?
I didn't get a real good look at it. I just know that there was like a hidden compartment.
Alrighty. Good to know.
Yeah, it's hard to see like fine detail with the X-ray vision
X-ray
ring.
Right.
But you could definitely tell that there's a compartment of some kind in there. But it being stone, like the depth of that can't go too far.
Alrighty. So let's go.
Okay, so you're heading down?
Let's go. Yeah, let's go back down. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nero, are you
so
with us, or are you staying up here to guard?
No, I'm going down too. Yeah, because nothing was happening upstairs. So.
Okay. So you make your way down the staircase again, and the Knoll cultist is kind of in the middle of chanting his incantations when he kind of notices you, and he's like, he's trying not to be rude, but he's like, you know, can you go? I'm trying to get this done. Like, hurry up and get done whatever you need to get done.
I just wanted to get a better look at saloon over there. You know, me being a moon elf and all, I beautiful art, beautiful sculpture.
It's rather big too.
Yeah,
it's
go
the
ahead.
biggest one here. Interesting. So
how far
Twitter-
away from this dude is the statue?
Probably like 15 feet. He's got like an altar kind of set up. He's burning incense. He's got different like trinkets and paraphernalia that kind of spread out on the altar. Like there's like a book with like religious iconography on it.
Right.
And then maybe like 15 feet in front of that is where the saloon statue actually is.
And he's completely distracted, right?
I mean, he knows that you're there, but like I said earlier, like Eleanor gets the sense that like if they were to just like open up the compartment and take stuff, then he wouldn't see it as like theft or doing something you shouldn't be doing. It'd be like a friend helping themselves to like something in the fridge.
Okay.
Is he, now that we've come back down, is there anybody else around other than our friend?
Just him.
Okay.
I'm going to wave Twitter over and say, can you get a better look at wherever you saw that indentation? Like, can we pull out that drawer or anything?
I mean, I assume so. It's just right down there at the bottom of the base of the statue.
Sweetheart.
Yeah, so as you approach, you get a better look at it, and that crescent moon symbol, that kind of emblem carved at the base of the statue, it's kind of like jutting out a little bit, and it's probably about as wide along as like a dinner plate. And you could see that the carved into the stone is the kind of crescent moon shape, but like dug in to the stone itself.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Open it
Alrighty,
up.
you guys. I think this means we need to find a moon shape to put in there.
You don't have one on you?
Unfortunately, I don't.
Just
What kind
curious.
of a moon elf are you?
The ring that Twitter has, what shape is it?
An eyeball.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's
That
much too
wasn't
small
like
to
a moon shaped
slot in.
eyeball. Just double checking.
Whoever wants to give me a investigation check.
22.
13.
16.
21.
Oof.
Okay. So you all basically take a good look at this and try to like basically feel it and get a sense of like how to try to open this container. And Twitter, you get the sense like you're not sure like where you learned this or how you remembered it, but it just kind of comes back to you in this moment, like the difference between like waxing gibbous and waning gibbous. And it appears that this crescent moon shape is oriented towards waning gibbous.
Okay.
And what does that mean?
Yeah, so that means nothing.
That means the moon is
No,
going
I'm
into the
just
new
mean
moon.
as a character. I don't think Twitter would know what that is supposed to mean.
Okay. I mean, with the 22 investigation, like, you kind of just like mess with it and you're trying to make sense of it, and then you realize like you can rotate it a little bit, and
Oh, look at this! I can
you know,
move it around a little bit.
yeah, it like takes some heft, but you're able to like rotate it until the moon is correctly oriented at
Nice.
waxing gibbous, and when you do that, like a little bit of like steam hisses out, and the whole like stone drawer itself just kind of like slowly starts opening.
Okay.
As if it was like under some kind of pressure.
Gotcha. Hey, look what I did.
And
Twitter,
looking inside, you would find what appears to be basically like a scrap of paper with some writing on it. And if you were to read that, it appears to be like some kind of note or message left for somebody. It's not addressed to anybody, so you don't know who wrote it or to whom.
Right.
But so this appears like this container might be like a dead drop or something. But in there, it seems to be, once you start reading, it seems to be like instructions given to the doppelganger that actually attacked you.
Yeah.
And there's something added at the end where it says, once completed, check with the Renmore cell about the warlock that is missing.
All right. I take the piece of paper and hand it over to Nero and hey, check this out.
So I read it through, and Renmore. That's a city far off to the west, but who's this warlock? I have no idea who this warlock is. And I hand it to Kalisha.
Could they be talking about Dagonra?
Possibly. What does it say again? What was the language? What was the exact words?
Once completed, check with the Renmore cell about the warlock that is missing.
Could they be talking about Stray? Was Stray from Renmore?
Possibly.
You would know that the whispers are almost entirely composed of doppelgangers. Stray mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
And the escort was you guys transferring Stray.
Yeah.
And ultimately the what's her name? She went back to Renmore, but he was from the land. Yeah.
Yeah.
She went back there, but he was from Renmore, and yeah, that would be for Stray for sure.
Stray. Okay.
So we're taking a trip to Renmore?
I think it's really, really late, and we have 26 days to plan this, that maybe we should go back to the tavern, regroup, spend our first night in a strange place that we haven't been to in like 10 months.
Get comfy in the new uncomfortable mattresses.
Maybe the bird will come back and give you some updated information.
That's possible that the bird might come back in the morning.
But weren't we in that other place when you sent the bird off?
It'll find it.
Oakenhoof has a way of finding me. I'm sure he'll be able to tell the bird.
If that bird can find Oakenhoof, then
yeah,
surely it must work the other way around.
And he doesn't necessarily have to send the bird back to me. Maybe sometimes he just sends messengers. I mean, that's what happened last time.
That's just the whole outhouse picture on the door. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
All right. So the plan is go back to the Red 5 Tavern and spend the night.
Hunker down. Yep.
Figure out what we're going to do from there.
Especially since our charm spell will be running out soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Sounds like a good idea to me.
Okay. So you kind of gather yourselves, kind of reset the Dropbox to back to its original configuration. Kind of making sure to cover your tracks as you leave Lunar Park and head back to the Red 5 Tavern. That's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Yay!
Nice.
Well done, everybody.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you.
Awesome.
I was not expecting you to talk your way out of that second encounter, but here we are.
That was fantastic. Charm spell was amazing.
I'm glad I remembered. I'm like, wait, because I'm going back from Bard to Paladin, and I was like, wait a minute, hold up.
Your initiative was 19. The cultists' initiative was 18. So you're really lucky that you were first, or that would have gone really, really badly.
Wow.
I know you wanted to beat someone up, but you played it really well.
I do. I mean, if Eleonora does not get a shot at Grand George, I am sure Kalisha will use every mighty power that I give her, and Sorceress Glinda's and everybody else's, because man, it's going down. Game on.
Cool.
On that note, I just wanted to thank everybody who joined us tonight. Pretty exciting chat going on. So
one last thing before we close out, something I want to try is, you know what? Let's get the chat in on this. Chat, do we have people around? Enough people around? Chat. Who was? Okay.
Like,
Ubaldo's still there. Yeah.
Okay, chat. vote amongst yourselves. Which player was the VIP for tonight? The winner will get inspiration.
Oh,
Nice.
Wow.
So cast those
Nice.
votes now in the chats. Kalisha, while they do that, do you want to give the ending spiel?
Absolutely. You can follow us at the Red 5 Tavern on Twitter, and you can also find us at Red 5 Tavern on TikTok. And TikTok is where you're going to find the cute little snippets from all the funny moments, sometimes the important moments. And Isaac thinks that your mom should get the inspiration.
I think he has confused. He has confused this show with a chat with Cam Ray and Adam.
Well, I think that the fact that we have two mothers here on Mother's Day weekend, perhaps they should both get inspiration points.
Aww.
You know what?
That's really
I
sweet.
agree. Chat, I'm overriding your vote. Both of y'all get inspiration.
It's been
Nice.
such an emotional night for Kalisha.
Yeah. All right, Kalisha and Eleonora, you both get inspiration
Thank
Nice.
you very
for
much.
inspiring
I-
all of us and mothers everywhere.
Exactly.
Aw.
Thanks, Isaac, for giving him the idea. Hiring them,
There you
actually.
go. There you go. There you go.
And Isaac, all I heard was my son saying, "Your mom." So thank you for that.
Good night, everybody. Have a great week. We will see you next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Bye.